Yeah, that sounds about right.
Hey, Scooby.
Yeah.
I think he is.
We
He
went
eats
we went
everything.
through this list. We got
I
that.
know.
Yeah, we did.
I just
Ro-
just trying to remember.
Mm.
Whoa,
Kay is
it's been a while.
Kay is Scooby. Vinny is Shaggy.
You have the art,
You're
Jamie.
Velma.
Okay.
Yeah, you were drawing it, remember?
You're Velma.
Halfway there. Then I abandoned that.
Romulus is the mystery machine.
A little offensive, but okay.
Oh no, this is what we went over last time.
I think it was offensive then too. I am a man, not a van.
Damian, I
doing?
believe, was Daphne,
Yeah, apparently.
and Lloyd is Fred. Look, you were either going to be the mystery machine or you were going to be Scrappy.
When you phrase it like that, Mystery Machine does sound a lot better.
Yeah. Yeah, because it was that will make K scrappy, but yeah.
K
Anyway.
can't be Scrappy because K.
Happy power.
Hello everybody, welcome to Crabby D&D. I am here today with Kat,
Hi.
Damian,
Hello.
Kay,
I'm hungry.
Romulus,
Hello.
and Vinny.
Hello.
We are unfortunately missing a Lloyd as he has gone to a wedding, and he will hopefully be back next week. So we miss you, Infernal, but we will
Congratulations.
see you next week. It's not his wedding. He's not getting married.
No, but still, congratulations.
Still,
He
congratulations.
is
You're like-
getting married to
he's-
his copy of Dota 2.
It's free.
Probably.
It's cheap.
Hey,
Okay.
you know what? Love is love.
Love is love. That's true. He's put so many hours into it. It wouldn't surprise me. So, what
Wow.
do you mean, wow? Anyway. So, are you all ready? The answer, of course, is no. But let us begin.
Yeah.
So hungry.
I'm ready to put some copyright infringement into this show.
I'll make it quick today so we can get right back into the action. Kat, Damian, Kay, Lloyd, Romulus, and Vinny are currently running for their lives after giving a mountain of drugs to Liege. The two things aren't related, but I thought that this should sum up what everybody needs to know. So, with the mountains ahead of you, the stunned forms of the Grick and the young stone dragon behind you, just for the moment that is, you all find that in this moment to disengage and begin to bolt as kobolds begin to round the edge of one of the nearby mountainsides, otherwise heading directly for you. What would you all like to do in this instance in an attempt to flee?
We need to flee somewhere, surely. We don't need, we're just running off blindly into the mountains isn't going to help.
Well, we're running to the pillar, aren't we?
Yeah, but we don't know where the pillar is exactly yet.
Well,
We know generally where it is, but we don't know
got
how
a
far we're
heading
going to
at
go.
least.
Okay. I will say, Damian, with that claim, go ahead and make me a perception check, please, in an effort to try and locate where you might want to head. Regardless,
That would be a D20.
that would just be a perception check, yeah.
Not
Regardless,
including the other
the
things,
D4, no.
No.
Regardless of the roll here, you will still get the knowledge of what your surroundings are. This will just poke out details.
Wow. It's a
Aww.
5 plus.
so perception, did you say?
Mm-hmm.
7.
7. You get a gauge of what's around you. You see mountain edges. In the panicked moment as you are running, you do see the mountains continuously going on. You don't see a pillar. You don't see any significant signs of anything interesting. There is a small forest nearby. You can take more time as you go to do to make more perception checks as the party goes on. Do note that the DC will get slightly higher for more details as you go, unless you're looking for something in specific. But in this instance, what are you all doing? Which way are you headed? Are you veering off? Are you continuing your direction? As it stands, you'll be running into the mountains in what you believe to be the direction of the pillar.
You want to keep heading west northwest, I think.
Let's heading the direction we're meant to be going. So
Yeah.
Yeah, towards the pillar. Um,
Yeah,
As
I'm gonna be regrouping with the rest of the party, but otherwise joining them because I'm a bit off to the side.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you
Okay.
could just run west then, because we're winter.
Okay. So
where are our riders or our pursuers?
as it current on that note, as you are otherwise moving ahead, just trying to gain a gauge on where you're going, I would say all of you, as you're all relatively perceptive enough, you hear the sounds of tearing behind you and the shriek of something as what you presume to be the stone dragon tears into the Grick, slaying it and killing it before you watch as you kind of take a glance behind you as the stone dragon peers over the top of the mountain's edge where it is. In this instance, I would like everybody to roll me a d20, please. Actually, no. I would like everyone to roll me a d6, as there are 6 of you in the party.
Okay.
I got a 6.
One.
I don't know whether that's good or bad.
Well, I got a
six.
1, so
I got 4.
Lloyd got a 2. What did you get, Damian?
I got a 6.
Okay. Okay.
I got a 3.
Okay. Cat, you rolled the same as me, so it is going to use its breath weapon on you, I would like-
mother.
as it has recharged. So I would like you to go ahead and make me a strength saving throw, please.
Oh shit.
Due to my placement, am I able to reduce the hit for cat or take the hit for cat?
You can take the hit if you want. This will force you to fail. You are not currently raging. As it would have spent an entire turn unstunning, then an entire turn killing the Grick, and then moving into position to use its breath weapon.
Right. I've got more hit points than you. What's your dex like?
It's a
You
strength
said it was
save.
Oh, you're fucked. You're so royally fucked.
I got 8 strength.
Yeah, look, I'll take the hit here. Yeah, Romulus will take the hit.
Romulus will take the hit. Okay.
I'm willing to expend another rage if you'll let me, though.
If you want to expend a rage to, because it is bludgeoning damage, to gain resistance against it, yeah, I'll allow that.
Yep.
Okay. So
It's gonna fuck me up, but that breath weapon's real fucking gonna be pretty fucking powerful. I can't risk it. Yep, done.
Okay.
I see the breath weapon
Okay.
coming towards Cat. And
you do, as you see the breath weapon coming straight towards Cat. You, in that moment, using your horns, lift under her, pulling her spider climb from underneath her. As there's almost this thin strings of silk which are pulled away as she's shoved to the side. You get the full brunt of it, being knocked 30 feet and prone onto the ground, and you take 40 points, halved to 20 damage.
Oh, that would have doubled my maximum.
That if it would have taken you to the negative in your maximum, that would have outright killed you.
Yeah, it would have.
Healing, please.
So, in this instance, the dragon would have fallen significantly behind as it had to use its breath weapon in place of doing any dashing or anything. But there are also kobolds coming close to you. So, as a group, if there are any spells that you wish to cast during this, we'll consider this several rounds of combat, but for the purposes of this, one action each. What would someone like to do to try and aid the party in this instance? To help
Romulus
escape?
is 30 foot ahead of us, yeah? Or me.
He would be 30 foot ahead of you, but then he has to spend his turn getting up from prone and then moving, so he'd be no further ahead as he would be when he started.
That's fine. How wounded is Romulus looking?
Romulus ain't looking 100%. I now have slightly less hit points than Cat.
Oh, you've been bloodied. Definitely been bloodied.
I'm more than bloodied.
You're welcome to
Yeah.
say how many hit points you actually have, because people don't know your max. So you're welcome to say your current.
17.
Oh,
Oh, you got 1 less than me.
you'll be fine. No. The
Well,
best I can
17 hit points would bloody me, so... I assume you're not doing great.
Yeah.
The best I can do at the moment is cast Shield of Faith on people.
Now, won't help versus a breath weapon, but it will help versus
No.
other things.
That's the problem. I've got literally nothing that's going to help.
Okay.
I don't think. Well, all I can do is bless people more, I think, and that doesn't help really either.
Bless
So-
is saving
Too
throws
much.
and attack rolls. So
Yeah.
I mean, it could kind of help, but not much.
So it's the kobolds specifically that are being the problem at the moment.
at the moment, the kobolds are the ones that are gaining on you because they're going in a diagonal. They can get closer and closer while also keeping pace with you. The dragon, on the other hand, it's faster, but it's fallen behind. So it's going to take a little bit to catch up.
I have something I would like to try then. There's no way it would work on the dragon, but it may slow the kobolds down. I am going to cast my most powerful spell.
Grease.
Better. Thaumaturgy.
Oh.
Okay.
I wish to, whilst running, turn, look, whichever kobold looks the biggest or in the lead or whatever, directly in the eye, and use thaumaturgy to make my voice as loud and imposing as possible. Should I say this in common so it can understand, or infernal so it's scarier? I should go for common. Run away, you little rat.
Hey.
Okay.
I will say go ahead and make me an intimidation check. I need to quickly check the stat block of the kobold in this instance. As this is you're targeting the biggest one. So as you otherwise look over, you can see that the kobold in question is otherwise this kind of harried and otherwise most partially damaged, but still kind of brown scaled and otherwise larger kobold compared to the rest. And you can see that it's otherwise holding what looks to be this large shield made from a number of scales that have been bound together. Hold on. No, I need the music. Play. Repeat. Thank you.
That was a 16 in total.
It's 16. Okay. I'm
That
trouble.
was intimidation, right?
Yes, intimidation. I need to quickly look. I'm unfortunately finding unable to find the stat block. Oh, okay, it's in Volos. That's why I can't find it. Okay. Okay, it has resistance against being frightened because it is a bigger one.
Fair.
That. What was your intimidation?
16.
Versus its wisdom save of a 12 total. As you otherwise shout this out to it, you watch as it stops in motion, and you watch as all the other kobolds stop, and they begin to almost look at one another and talk as he stops momentarily, looking and staring at you before looking at the stone dragon, who is going to shout out in Draconic, if any of you understand Draconic, "After them!" And that is an intimidation on the dragon's part of 21. The kobolds are going to follow its order, but they do slow down momentarily.
For me, what I would like to try and do is for the rocks and as I'm going by, I want to try and destabilize as much of the terrain as I can, so if that thing walks over it, there's a chance that it could cause like a landslide.
Okay.
Make it hard for it to follow us.
Okay, doing so, because you can't dash as a bonus action, can you?
No.
Okay.
I will be slowing down for this.
You will be slowing down for this. Okay, so notably slowing down for this. Okay, go ahead and make me... What check would you like to try and use for this?
I was thinking sleight of hand because I'm not taking my time doing it, I'm just trying to do it as quickly as possible.
Okay.
And that's why I think sleight of hand would work better in this situation.
Okay.
Or it would be what should be sleight of hand.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a sleight of hand check then, please.
That is a 27.
27. Using your tail and spiking it into a point, you go along and you begin to dig up the rocks, using it as best you can to break pieces off. In other words, creating difficult terrain to the best of your ability. Large rocks begin to fall as you begin to go up the next bit of the mountain, otherwise carrying on in the direction that you were intending to head. As you do, a number of the rocks fall behind it. I am going to roll, let's say, 5 dexterity saving throws for the dragon. 5 per successful amount. So in this instance, 25 divided by 5. So dex saves, I will say... what's your dex mod? Dex mod's 4.
My dex mod is 4, yes.
Okay, so we would say 4 plus proficiency plus from base of 8. So I believe the DC therefore will be 14.
Proficiency, yep. Yeah.
Okay. So, first dexterity saving throw from the stone dragon is a natural 1. The second one is a 17. The one after that is a 5. The one after that is another natural 1. And a 16. So as you begin to knock these rocks down towards it, you note that as each of the rocks begins to strike against the surface of it, a number of them crack against the hardened stone scales, forcing it to pause in the moment, otherwise digging in its claws into the ground and stopping itself from moving backwards. But it does notably have to stop to do this. You manage to buy yourself 3 good rounds of time, but you yourself have fallen back a little bit. You are behind the party in conjunction to where everybody else would be. I'm just going to clump everybody up who would be in a group, and I'm going to drop... I'll drop Vinny back by 1 step, and I'll drop you back by 2 due to your actions here. And I'll say we're moving in single step motion here. So the dragon is about here. It is that many rounds behind you. So, in this instance, is there anything else anyone else like to do? We've got Romulus and Cat and Damian. What would you like to do?
Romulus is looking rough. I can heal you. Should you need it? But that would be my 1 heal for the day.
I can't necessarily. If I get hit by another hit like that, I will be unconscious, but I will be alive. Okay. So save a heal until someone goes unconscious. Okay.
Right. Fair. Okay.
As for me, I mean, my main thing is going to be I'm gonna be dashing, where possible.
Okay.
Yeah,
moving backwards is in the assumption that you do something as opposed to dashing. So if there's nothing you want to do other than dashing, then that's fine.
I'm just trying to think in case there's anything of any use to me.
Okay. Damian, is there anything you'd like to do?
I just want to have another look around to see which direction that forest is in and how close it might be.
Okay.
Anything else that might happen to be around that catches my eye?
You can fall back 1 step in by doing it without disadvantage, or you can make the check with disadvantage. I'll leave the choice.
I'm going to fall back a single step to do this.
Okay. Actually, you know what? No, because Lloyd isn't here and he's not going to be doing anything. I'll say he gives you advantage on this because he would be doing perception checks most likely otherwise. So
Okay.
he'll just give you advantage on this and prevent you from having to fall back.
We're just looking together.
Yep. Okay.
That's a 14 then.
14. So, as you begin to look around in this instance, otherwise gauging the horizon, you can see the forest. It's not far off. You can run towards it. It'll be downhill. This means that for those of the party that aren't spider climbing, moving at this pace, you will be having to make dexterity saving throws or acrobatics checks, as opposed to athletics to maintain your pace, which you'll be making here in a moment. But You could also continue on the mountain route. It leads further in. You don't know if maybe it will disengage the further away it gets from home. You're not sure. But one thing does catch your attention. Can you go ahead and roll me a d8, please?
Oh, okay. Don't warn me about this. Right, this is the red die. It's a
5. You see a small, very thin smoke trail in the distance.
Right. In that case, I'm pointing it to the party as we're going.
Okay.
I have had a little...
And sort of saying, there's some smoke up there. There must be somebody up there.
That information, I will be probably dashing, but I'm sending Jeff to the smoke trail to report what it is.
Okay. Okay. Romulus?
Having a look through my inventory, I have some scent bags. Is that correct?
Correct.
Oh, yeah.
What? My understanding is these are desirable, generally, to...
They are used to bait out unsuspecting creatures into traps, traditionally. They are also used in certain environments to lure creatures out that might be trying to hide. They have a good and a bad effect, but if you can use them creatively,
Yeah.
it's up to you.
Okay. How noxious... is there a scent to the giant spider venom that I have in my bag?
No.
Okay.
No, the giant spider venom would have at most a very faint acrid smell or taste, but not anything pungent like the scent bags.
Excellent.
We do have samples of sewer water.
Well, that's nice and all, but I think actual venom is my best bet here. Because what I'm thinking is I'm going to pop the giant spider venom into the scent bag and try and throw it at that fucker's mouth. Is that incredibly stupid? Should I just run, or would that be...
I will say, if you do want to do this, given that the throw range for stuff is typically 20/60 feet, you'll have to wait till it gets closer. If you wanted to do something like that.
It's going to catch up to us. I will be prepping that, if possible, with a free action. Like
I'll
popping the
say
thing in the bag, like-
while you're running and dashing and during your bonus action, you're kind of searching through your pack, having a look. As you find the venom, you kind of pull it out. You look at your scent bags that are kind of hanging from your waist in the container. You pull one of them out. You just slip it inside. You tie the knot tightly. You hold it. What scent do you wish to use for this?
Can I attempt a nature... But basically to know what sort of things would this dragon eat. I mean, imagine Grix...
I'd say you have no idea, given this is your first encounter.
Yeah.
Meat, given the Grix, is probably your best bet, but you are otherwise unsure.
I'll be going for the... What scent bags would I reasonably have? Because if I could have some...
I believe, Kat, you noted them down at the time? For which ones you have?
Just looking now. Paladin, Enchanter's Kit, Ink, 1 treasure map.
Actually, going to change
Doodles,
the... Okay,
red
let's
salt,
change it to this. Right.
time, Sacred Crossing, comprehend language. I wrote them down. Oh, scent bags. Manure, sheep, cow, floral, pungent, putrid smell.
In this one, it would probably be the cow
Okay.
or the sheep, as those seem like the ones it would most likely recognize as edible prey nom.
Okay.
I'm going to go for cow because it already has seen me, an arguably cowish person. So there may be some preference for biting a cow thing.
Okay.
Wow.
In which case, you have prepped that. And Kat, you're sending Jeff to otherwise look up ahead. So I would like everybody to go ahead and make me athletics checks, please. This is a group skill check. The DC is 12, but the group DC is 60. If the group DC is passed, no one suffers any failures, even if you fail. If the group total is failed, then those who failed will suffer the penalties.
Question.
Fucking penalties.
I don't know. Obviously, chronology-wise, this is going to be weird. Because it hit me last turn, do I technically still have advantage from the rage for this one turn?
I will say to maintain distance. I'll say, given it would expend a rage for the use of that, I'll say you can add your proficiency bonus again to your athletics if you just for it. So add a +2.
Did you say
rather
this was
than the
a
advantage check.
saving throw?
This is an athletics check.
Okay, good. Just showing sure.
Okay, so 11 plus
Okay.
Oh,
dirty 20.
Look at us wizards or us spellcasters fucking up the saving throw.
Okay. So we have 20 from Romulus, 3 from Lloyd, making it 23. So Lloyd will have failed. Cat.
2.
2, making it 25. Vinny.
I'm trying so hard, guys.
Athletics check.
Athletics, oh boy.
Strength.
+2, so 10.
+2, 10. Okay, making that 35. K,
I just remembered a thing.
which is?
We have bless on us still.
That doesn't work on ability checks. Only works on saving throws and attack rolls.
I thought it said ability checks as well.
No, we went through and we corrected that after we had a look, and we realised that we were wrong.
Oh, then I failed. Well, I failed solo, but I have 11.
11, okay. So
No,
11
we
brings
failed
that
as a group then.
to... So that brings that to
Has
46.
the Lloyd rolled?
Yeah,
Lloyd has
he did
rolled.
terribly.
Yeah. Lloyd has
And I
rolled
should have
3.
done well because of things, but no, I only got a 10. So I
10.
think basically almost all of us have failed
56.
except Romulus.
So Romulus, you're the only one which doesn't fail. In this instance, as you otherwise begin to run, you're running at pace. Out of combat, you've just started sneaking. You're doing okay. You were doing okay in this regard, but you're all relatively tired as well. In this instance, as you suddenly get past the next bit, the downhill begins to get a bit faster. As you're suddenly beginning a bit of indecision to go towards the smoke trail or towards the trees. You're unsure. Both are downhill at this point as you're beginning to travel and traverse this next area. Those of you who failed, I would like you all to make me dexterity saving throws, please, with the exception of Cat, who has Spider Climb active and cannot fail this save.
Right, this time I do get a bless.
This time you do get a bless, as do UK, and as were I think it's Romulus who has the other one, but so Romulus.
Yeah,
doesn't-
I'm good.
Yeah. So in this instance, then I'd say this is probably when bless ends, because bless has how long? Is it a 10-minute or is it a 1-minute concentration?
It is up to 1 minute.
Up to 1 minute? Okay, so it would end after this round then. Okay. So, Lloyd failed spectacularly with a 9. So, Lloyd in this instance falls prone, falling back a number of spaces because he tumbles. So he is going to fall back 2 spaces and take... Oh no, I need to use d4s, not d6s, because he did not fall a great distance. But he does take 5 points of bludgeoning damage. With that, Lloyd now needs to make a concentration check on his part for Bless. Wouldn't matter, it's going to end anyway, I'm not going to bother. Okay, Damian.
10.
10. You fall back 2 spaces and take 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, I am now bloodied.
Vinny?
11.
11. You failed as well. You fall back 2 spaces. As a rogue with cunning action, you can catch up to the party. It's just that will have to be the thing that you're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
And you take 4 points of bludgeoning damage. And Kay, what did you get?
I got a 27.
Okay, you are fine. Despite sliding, you use your tail as best you can to get yourself a bit of a grip as you fall down, as you begin to slide. Otherwise, maintaining momentum as Romulus just powers through, sinking a bit into the loose earth here, or in the loose stone, but not to a point that he's going to cause himself any trouble. So, the kobolds have fallen behind, but they are now beginning to catch up. I'll get myself some kobold tiles for this, because I have these and I should be using them because it's fun. Alright, I want... These ones are set up with slings, that's fine. Oh, that was really weird. Apologies if there was a lag spike there, that's not supposed to happen. So, we have ourselves some kobolds. They are going to be here in the grouping of where everybody is, with two of them with these three lagging behind. Okay. With this, we enter into the next round. What direction are you headed? Towards the trees or towards the smoke? Jeff will be otherwise scouting out the area. Please go ahead and roll me a perception check for Jeff, please. And this will be conveying information back to you.
Oh god, that's a 7.
7. Jeff has not got there yet.
Fair.
I know where
Somebody pointed to the smoke. Kay
Yep.
took that as a sign of going to the smoke, so Kay is going towards the
In
smoke.
fairness, I'm going to the smoke because I took that
Yeah.
as that's where we should be going as well.
Given that I've just stumbled and fallen down a slope, I'm not going downhill any further. In search
Okay.
of any towards the forest. I'm going to the snake.
Okay, so you're veering off to follow the mountain line a bit more. Okay.
I guess I'm doing
So,
the same.
Start of the round order here. The dragon moves forward 3 spaces due to its movement speed, and the kobolds will move forward 2, as they are going to be dashing for their main speed here. Actually, no, they'd only be moving 1 if they're doing that. Sorry, because that's the only way they can gain on you. Because I need to incorporate your own speeds as well. So, is anybody doing anything? Vinny, you can gain a space by using your cunning action in addition to dashing. The rest of you, keep in mind that you will need to be dashing in order to maintain your current position.
Yeah, the only thing that I'm doing only requires a bonus action, so it shouldn't slow me down.
Okay.
Until this
We'll see what that is, but yes.
until this dragon catches up a little bit more, I'm gonna wait. So I'm just gonna be dashing 70 foot per turn.
Okay. Cat?
Yeah, I might follow Romulus's suit. I'm gonna, as my actual bonus action, whatever, I'm gonna try and dig out the vial of sewer and mushrooms, because I had a bit of all sorts of crap in there. I'm gonna see if I've still got that, and I'm gonna try and launch that as well. But I'm gonna keep dashing in the meantime.
Okay. Vinny?
Well, I'm definitely gonna cunning action dash.
Okay. So you gain space automatically.
Mm-hmm. Can't throw the ball bearings, so I'd want to wait for them to get closer, really. Hmm. I know the distances aren't exact. What's the sort of rough distance to the kobolds?
I'd say each of these squares is about 30 feet at this point, so they're about 100 feet away from you. 120, 150.
Okay. They're a bit too far out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cast all that. No, screw it. I'm gonna dash again.
Okay, so you maintain your speed, the cunning action, otherwise keeping up with the rest of it. Okay. Okie dokie. Damian.
I'm just dashing.
Okay, you're maintaining your location. Lloyd will do that. Kay, what would you like to try and do?
I'm just going to be having my little friends out in front of us as we're going, just to make sure we're not going to run into anything else that might murder us.
Okay,
or
so
want to murder us.
So the rats are going to keep a scouting party ahead. Okay, in which case, go ahead and roll me a perception check for them. I have forgotten to send you the stat block again. I will copy and paste that and send that to you in Discord now.
Okay. That's a natural 20.
Okay, well, either way,
Oh boy.
as your rats are running ahead, keeping pace and moving up, you do note with the rats there are a number of other creatures in the area which are moving around. The creatures in question are further out, and with the correct usage, you could possibly prompt them to either chase you, go after the stone dragon, or flee, depending on what you want to try and do and how you're going to coax them into that. You note off to one side what looks to be a number of gricks that are otherwise feasting on a freshly killed corpse, that are otherwise not far from your current location. And as they do begin to approach, they are attracted by the rat's attention, but they do also seem to note the presence of the rest of your party. Excuse me. Other than that, the rats also note the smoke trail that's floating up into the sky. That's it. Okay.
Could be opportunities there, but as for right now, I want to make sure I don't end up being a snack for a dragon. So dash.
Okay. So you're also dashing. Okay, to maintain pace. Okay. End of the round begins. A turn has happened. You are now maintaining a heading which is on more, not necessarily flatter ground, but even ground. So I would like everybody to go ahead and follow up with another lot of athletics check, please. DC for this one, or party DC, has decreased this time to 50 as you're moving on flat ground. Individual DC is still 12. However.
Well, there we are.
Remember, if you fail the if you fail the overall DC, that does not stop you. Or if you fail your individual DC, provided the party succeeds, you have nothing to worry about.
24.
Oh, am I doing this with disadvantage because exhaustion?
Yes, you are.
Bugger.
Why would you mention that?
Because he's an honest gamer and he is being honourable.
Yep. I take it back.
For being
Never did
honest,
say
I'll
that.
give you inspiration, but you cannot use it for this roll. If you already have
Okay.
if you already have inspiration, then oh well. So, let's start. Oh, I need to roll for Lloyd. Okay, Romulus.
Hello.
Total
24.
24. Good start. Lloyd got a 4. 28. Cat
I got 4.
4. 32. Vinny
11.
11, bringing that to 43. K
18.
18. Okay, you bring it over the total DC. Anybody who failed, it doesn't matter. You are otherwise kept up with the rest of the party, as you are maintained, encouraged, and otherwise pulled forward where need be. You maintain your position as your party has succeeded in getting a successful athletics check. You are pushed forward 1 round.
Yay.
Okay. With that, we then move into the next round. Dragon moves forward 3 as it's going to be using its full dashing. It's going to be getting very close to you, but you are ahead of the party, Romulus and Cat. You are not within throwing distance because you are close. You are further away. Kobolds move forward 1 as well, maintaining pace. So, with this, I would like everybody at the start of the turn to roll me a d6, please. Anybody who has the same matching d6 as me is the target of the Dragon Breath. If there is no one, then there is no one. And it
I
misses.
want to roll this.
1.
1.
4.
4 on
2.
Lloyd. 2 and...
2.
Okay, we have
Ooh.
3 doubles. I did not hit any of those as I rolled a
Yes!
6. So, its Dragon Breath is wasted, as it otherwise fires it in your errant direction, but all of you quickly, using what maneuverability you have and not falling prone to any of the local hazards, move from side to side. Who would like to start us off with trying to do something, or are you, if anybody doesn't want to do anything, I will assume that you will be keeping pace. Cat, go ahead and roll a perception check for Jeff for me, please. DC has decreased as he has gotten closer.
That is
Natural 20.
28.
Okay. As Jeff moves up, flying overhead, looking down, you see 4 figures currently sat round a campfire. They're all fairly small. You recognize them as dwarves, wearing heavy armor, all of them having shields for the most part, and various weapons. As you otherwise fly overhead, you watch as there is a additional form, a 5th form, which you had not anticipated, or Jeff had anticipated, as from one of the local ridges, you watch as this greyish form flexes its wings and floats up into the air momentarily, claws out as it otherwise looks in the direction, otherwise letting out a screech. I would like Jeff to roll me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Congrats.
Yeah.
You found a harpy.
No.
No? Oh, okay.
No.
Sounds like one.
No.
It's great. It's not a harpy.
That's like 8.
Okay.
He's not
Jeff.
wise.
Jeff goes blind and falls out of the sky. You no longer have control of Jeff.
Again?
Perfect.
Okay. You don't know what that entails. So, what would any of you like to do? To try and maintain a lead, or keep anything else?
I'm just dashing into that smoke.
Okay, dashing.
There's a lot I can do about the kobold, but none of it is going to affect the dragon. So if anyone has anything they can do with that,
I mean, literally the only thing I could do is turn around and engage it, and I'm going to die doing that. So
If I was to hold my action to throw this thing at it, would it catching up or me falling behind get to a point where I could throw it this turn?
Yes,
I was
it
going to
would.
say the same
If
thing.
you were to hold your action, you would both fall back 2 spaces back in line with the party, and then you'd be able to do that.
I would like to do that then.
Same.
Okay. If that's the case, you both hold your action and prepare as at the top of your turn you will be making attack rolls using dexterity, please. So
Do
go-
I have to use dexterity?
You are
I could
using...
do a hand axe if you like.
You are aiming for... In this instance, you are using dexterity because you are trying to aim it in a way where it's not just going to hit it and bounce off. You're not using strength, you're using dexterity to aim it so that it hits or lands or is persuaded in such a way that the dragon sees it as a threat and tries to bite it.
Yeah.
So, this will be versus a different DC. This will be versus a wisdom saving throw DC, and you have to hit that. So, on this
Be a
part...
stupid fucking rockhead.
Okay. I would like both of you to go ahead and make me dexterity attack rolls, please, with this.
hold on.
If-
As this is, because this isn't actually going off yet, is it?
This will be they hold their action just as they're about to do it. So
Okay.
if there's anything else we want to do.
So I should pass Romulus as this is going on,
You will
Because I
catch up
can-
to Romulus just about, yeah.
because I can dash as a bonus action and still do a thing on my
Oh, yep.
turn. Could
That's
I
true.
pass him the vial of residue? Doesn't make this any easier to succeed, but if it does succeed, it will
Succeed.
probably fuck the dragon up more.
Okay.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
Yeah.
I will allow that, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, let's
Because I
add it
seem
into
to-
the bat.
I
Into the
seem to
little-
recall the one thing most important piece of advice they told us is do not eat this stuff.
Yeah, no, that is a very valid
No,
point.
that is very fair. Okay. So,
Fair.
Oh,
Okay.
this poor dragon's going to have sewer water. Weird mushroom bits.
The actual venom
Poison.
and all the
Veils.
drugs.
That's
Yeah.
right. This dragon's going to be off his
And-
rocker.
And I am going to be attempting to throw a toxic lady's parasol in his mouth.
okay. This will, as a result, pull you back once. You will be in that range of the dragon. Keep
That
in
is
mind.
perfectly fine.
Okay.
If this
Can I
works,
Rex attack this?
Okay.
this thing's gonna be mad.
Okay, so dexterity attack rolls from everybody. If you're proficient in improvised weaponry, you gain your proficiency.
I don't know. Are barbarians proficient?
No, not in base. You need to have Tavern Brawler for this. I just didn't know if
Right.
anybody had taken it from.
I have not.
No.
Can I
no.
Rex attack this?
I will say, given this is more aiming than anything else, I'm going to say no.
Ah,
Oh,
Also, doesn't reckless attack only work on melee attacks?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'd be scared if it didn't.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's fair. It wouldn't work anyway. It only works on strength ones. Oh god. See, I could fuck up and lose everything here. I'm so sorry, guys.
Okay, so I need to load lists, because I need a list of plants, given there's Lady's Parasol and various mushroom bits in play. So I need to find out what effects I'm going to be hitting DC-wise. Okay,
Yeah, I fucked up.
so,
Unless
Romulus, what
anyone's
did you
got a way
get?
to help me out, I'm fucked. 5.
No, you throw it, but as you aim, you're not very good at aiming things in this manner. You're used to just chucking them, and as you otherwise throw it, it hits the ground and otherwise splats rolling, the glass clinking out as it is very much made aware that you were trying to do something. Cat,
Got a dirty 20.
dirty 20, and K,
This is without
just Dex
proficiency, right?
without proficiency. Yeah.
So it is 21.
21. I would like both the people who got the high rolls, Cat and K, to both roll me an additional d20. This is to see whose he will bite, as he cannot bite both.
I'll
No.
just give you more options.
Hopefully he bites yours, because if mine splashes him on the nose, it's going to smell of sewer. That's gonna be a sad time.
So, in this instance, because Cat, you weren't necessarily aiming for in the mouth, you were aiming in such a way that it was going to go towards him that he'd bite onto it and grab it, given the scent. I will say in this instance, as you otherwise throw it, it hits the side of him, but his attention is drawn by the discus shape that's been thrown at him. As he otherwise bites up and grabs it. It was Lady's Parasol, correct?
Indeed.
This was the toxic one, I'm going to assume.
Yes.
Okay, so he needs to roll a Constitution saving throw, and he'll need to roll one at the beginning of each turn until he succeeds.
I know it's a gamble, but it's all I had.
No, that's fair. That is a 14 on its con save, which beats the base DC of 12 for the initial effect. However, he will still have to roll 3 times before the effect is fully gone. He's just not suffering any negative effects yet. Okay. He bites down onto it, and you can see there's a moment of vileness as he otherwise opens his mouth and spits it back out, but you can still see bits of it otherwise burning away at the inside of his mouth as he otherwise looks angrily towards you, who is now within his range. I would like everyone to go ahead and roll me athletics checks, please.
Gonna go badly.
Again, DC is 50 because you are moving on flat ground and you'll be heading uphill soon, making it slightly more difficult.
Oh,
Only
yes,
a
thank
13 this time.
you.
I think.
Okay, well, Cat, don't bother rolling because with a 19, a natural 17, and a natural 20, that covers your party.
Oh, okay.
I just contributed 30 on my own.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, you're fine. You contributed over half of it on that. So in this instance, you otherwise managed to keep it up, and you do manage to gain, as a success, you manage to move one forward. But at the beginning and top of the turn, the dragon is going to move forward to a point where it is now within range of K, and will now be making 3 attacks against K.
Yeah.
So,
Right on, dragon.
1 bite and 2 claws, starting with the bite. The bite is a total of 20 to hit.
Yeah.
The first claw is a 21, second claw is a natural 20.
My God.
Yeah. Well, I should hopefully be okay.
Okay.
We can't really slow down a dragon, so somebody was gonna get hit.
Okay. So, the first attack deals 15 points of piercing damage to you, and that's from the bite.
Okay.
The second attack, which is from the claw that hits, does 11 points of slashing damage to you.
Okay.
And the crit
I was like thinking
does,
of a lot more.
does 21 points of slashing damage to you.
Technically, I would be going down, but I am going to. You said the 21?
Mm-hmm.
But I am going to be expending one of my biological resiliences to use Undead Fortitude.
Okay. So in this instance, remember that still has a DC tied to it.
I know. It's my only chance to stay up.
How much does it take you negative? I'm asking this because in this
Uh,
instance, falling down in this instance will initiate combat and end the chase. Because it depends on how much it takes you into negative. Because remember, biological resilience can just cause you to not take 1d12 plus something. I believe it's your.
it
proficiency.
takes me. Oh, one sec.
One question. Does
Mhm.
anyone know if Infernal did that bonus health thing?
I checked. He
never
didn't.
said.
He never said, and I checked his points. He hasn't used it today.
Negative
Okay, cool.
14.
So yeah, there's no way you'd be able to save. So in this case, this will be the
Oh,
undead.
no way I can be able to.
Oh
save.
no way for the using biological resilience just to buffer the damage to save it. Sorry. So, with undead fortitude, keep in mind the DC will be 19 on a con save.
It's the only chance I have, and I don't have a plus, so it's either a 19 or a 20. Either way, if I go down, just leave me. I don't think we can fight a young dragon.
Well, that's up for the party. That's up to the party to decide. So, go ahead and make me that save. Give me one.
Nope. Actually, hold on.
Inspiration?
I do have an inspiration. Nope. Go.
No.
Okay. As the dragon otherwise bites forward, grabbing onto Kay's arm, you watch as its two claws rip into Kay's sides as the armor is torn away, as his armor is torn to shreds in this instance, as it tosses him down to the ground, slamming its claw over top of him but not grabbing him as it growls and looks at the rest of the party. I would like everyone to re-roll for initiative, please, as we are now entering into the stage of the game where we are now getting back into combat.
Fuck.
I will roll initiative again for the Youngstone Dragon, and the kobolds will be arriving given their distance in 2 rounds of combat. So keep that in mind for if you then choose to disengage again.
Natural 20.
So, Dragon got that. So, I need to roll for Lloyd, who has a -1. And Kay, I'll also need you to roll for this as well. If Sudz is there and he's not. Yep. So, Lloyd got a 2. So, 25 to 20.
22 on a natural. Well, it's natural 20.
So,
So
27.
base 22, 27. Yeah.
Okay, and Kat, remember you have disadvantage because you're exhausted.
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
a
I've done that.
33.
And what was
Got a
that?
what?
A
Vinny?
33.
Whew.
Fuck, Vinny.
Whoa.
Sorry, I feel like I've kind of...
It's been a while since I've seen those kinds of numbers.
Yeah, it's a natural 20. We're at +8.
Oh, yeah,
Wow.
oh yeah, because you got your rogue stuff, so you now get to add your charisma to it.
modifier to my
Yeah, I forgot about that. All right, 20 to 15. 15 to 10.
12.
14.
12, 14. Damian?
9.
9. Okay. So, top.
What did Lloyd get?
Lloyd got a 2.
Typical. We're at
Lloyd,
the end.
Lloyd did well, yes. Okay, so.
Do we need to put this in order?
Yes, if you could. It will go Vinny,
So
Romulus,
Vinny-
Kay, Cat, Damian, Lloyd. Don't worry about where the dragon is, because I will put him where the dragon needs to
Yeah.
be. That needs to be removed, that needs to be removed,
I'll
and I will get the
move these guys back
I
over
will
to
get-
that.
kobold for their turn when and if they join the combat here. So, let's move everybody about, because we are now exiting chase and entering combat. So, the dragon is currently standing over top of Kay, who's currently unconscious on the ground. As Vinny, you are brought into this combat initially. I will say you are all spread out somewhat like this. As you were probably keeping in that, like so. This would have been your rough positioning as you were running. As you watched as Kay was caught, pinned, and is now unconscious. You can see that he is heavily bleeding out and there is a scattering of blood on the stone. What do you do, Vinny? It's the top of your turn.
Right, healing word, first of all, on K. No
Okay.
hesitation.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me that d4. Right. Let's see. What do I want to use here? Chase. Okay. Total?
The roll was a 3, so that is 7 healing total.
Okay. Kay, you are healed back up to 7 hit points. You are still prone, however. And you are currently grappled by the dragon. Okay. Anything else you'd like to do? You have movement and everything else.
Mm-hmm. Where did Romulus's projectile land?
Given it was a held action and where you were, I would say it probably landed here. Very close to the dragon, but not on it.
Yeah, if you don't go for it, I am. Just
That-
I was
FYI.
gonna say same. I was gonna use Mage Hand.
In this instance, it's not all intact. The glass came out due to the low roll, so it's separated into 3 pieces. So you'd have to spend an action to scoop it all up as one piece, or a bonus action to pick up a piece of the 3 pieces.
Okay.
Are they all intact?
Yes, seems like it. Where it hit the ground, the bag took the majority of the impact, but then it just
Okay.
kind of rolled open, given the
Just
level.
jostled everything out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
that
don't
was a
suppose you've got
bonus
another one of those healing words on you, do you?
Not this turn.
Yes, I have one, but next turn.
Right. If I go in, if you can't get it this turn, I'll go in next turn, use an action to scoop it all up. If I go down,
Yeah, no, that
I'll-
was my bonus action, so I will. I've got an action free,
okay, cool.
so I'll hearish.
Okay.
Is that?
Yeah, that'll be enough to be able to scoop it up in its current location.
Okay, I'm gonna scoop it all together, and I'm going to try and back up.
Okay.
Use my action in bonus action, so I cannot disengage.
Nope, and it's got a 10-foot reach on its bite, so it's going to make an attack of opportunity against you. That is a 26 to hit you. So,
That does hit. I am definitely hellish rebuking that.
okay, fair enough. Yeah, no, that will be fine. Sorry, I was just remembering the whole spells rule, but no, that's fine because it's a reaction, not an action or a bonus action, so you should be good. Okay, that is a total of 14 piercing damage to you as the dragon extends its neck outwards as you get close to the bag. It snaps at you, otherwise tearing a portion of your hand, and as you drag away, the flames licking against the side of its mouth before burning up into its face. It makes the dexterity saving throw of 20 total, so it will take half damage here.
Mm-hmm.
Total?
15 was the roll.
15 halved to 7, because it succeeded.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And 14, you said?
14
what was the
points
damage?
of 14 points of piercing damage, yes. Okay, and its reaction has been spent. So, with that now out of the way, is that your turn?
Yes, it has to be.
Okay. End of your turn, beginning of Romulus's. Romulus, what are you going to do?
So, what precisely is the current situation with the bag?
Vinny has it. He can pass it off to you as a... He has used his reaction, so he won't be able to pass it off to you this turn, though.
Could I snatch it from him with a bonus action?
I will have both of you roll sleight of hand checks if you wish to do so, as to not drop the bag in the passing, as it would not consume any actions to do so outside of the bonus action on your part.
Can I ask what precisely the situation would be like? Am I trying to roll high and he's trying to low, or are we both
It's
trying to roll
both of you
high?
are trying. This would be a combined skill check, so both of you would need to roll a total DC, which I would say would probably be, given it's just passing a bag in the heat of combat, given the intention, probably a DC of 20 between the two of you.
You feel confident in that?
Pretty confident, yeah.
Yep, I'll go for it.
Okay.
I will attempt this.
Bonus action as you run past, go to grab the bag. Okay, go ahead and both roll sleight of hand checks for me, please. Romulus, total?
Only a 9.
9, but with Vinny's total
That's a
of
20 on its own.
20 on its own. So
Jesus
with Vinny's swift actions, he picks up the bag, scoops it all together, pops it all back into one group before passing it to you deftly as your hand is outstretched, ready to go.
I'm yeeting as close as I can get, which I believe should be
Yep,
here.
that should be fine.
And I should be able to get to this thing's mouth now, right?
Yep, very much so. It's kind of it's just bitten at Vinny and pulled back as its face is now kind of lightly alit with hellish flames as it pulls its head back, opens its eyes, and sees you there in front of it.
Is there any way I can make this like a melee attack to punch my fist in towards it and then just release?
This will
The
be
Basketball dunk it.
if the intent is to get it in its mouth, this will be an attack with intent against its AC, but it will be increased as if hitting the head, so it will be a +5 to its AC from 3/4 cover.
Can I use my reckless on this?
Yeah, it's a melee attack and uses strength.
In that case,
Keep in mind this will not do damage, this will just be the effects that are in the bag.
I know, but I know.
Even for
I
a big boy like that, though, that's got to be pretty debilitating.
yeah, it's got to
No,
be
that's
it's going
fair.
to be interesting whatever
It'll be
happens.
interesting to see what happens, yeah. So go ahead.
Yeah. Let's do this. Oh, I'm getting a bit of lag. Just a
No, that's
warning.
fine. I had a tiny lag spike there. I think it might be Steam doing
Uh,
stuff.
God, this is not ideal. That is my strength, so that's a plus. Should be a plus. I don't have proficiency with this, I guess, so that'd be only a 15.
15 versus...
Not ideal.
No, versus the AC of the creature as you go to try and shove it in its mouth. It pulls its head back, knowing the intent of what you're going to do. You do have... Oh, no, no. Sorry, because you used your bonus action for grabbing it, so
Yeah.
never mind. No, in this instance, as you would go to shove the bag in its mouth, it otherwise closes its mouth and pulls its head back like a dog trying to stop you from pulling something out of its mouth.
Eat it!
But in this
Eat
instance,
it.
trying to shove something in there, but otherwise unable
Eat
to
your
do so.
medicine!
No. Okay. With that, is that your go?
I can't think of anything else I can reasonably do here.
Okay. K, and you are up. You are currently grappled by the dragon, but you are currently where you're underneath its claws. You can attempt an athletics check or an acrobatics check to break free, given it is a loose grip on what it perceives to be a corpse. So you can use either to break free. That will, however, take an action if you wish to. Alternatively, you can try stuff.
Going to hold my action
Okay.
for when it. Basically, I'm going to try and play dead still, and hold my action to when its claw gets off of me, where I can be able to move properly.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to try and take a swing with my dagger at its eye. I am
Okay.
trying to jab a dagger into its eye out of surprise.
Okay. Okay, so I'll say go ahead and roll me a performance check with advantage because you were dead, effectively unconscious, and it doesn't necessarily know that the healing word has healed you. So, in this instance, go ahead. So, performance check with advantage.
Performance. That is a 15.
Okay, that's not bad. You'll have to wait to see if that has an effect. That will give you the surprised attacker if that is the case. Keep in mind you are currently prone, so you will have disadvantage on the attack, so it will cancel out to a flat roll, just as a general heads up. And you are holding your action to once it moves, or when?
When I can get up. Like, where its claw is not hampering my attack, I guess I should say. Because I don't think I could necessarily reach its head laying down. But if its claw gets up, if its claw moves, I can stand up and attack.
Okay. I will say for the effectiveness of this, I'll allow the held action to be waiting until its head would be in a bowed position, either from one of your players doing something, or one of your fellow allies doing something, or from it naturally moving.
Okay.
So we'll have to wait for that trigger when that happens. Cat, you are up.
Hey. Alright. I am gonna really throw a curveball here to something I suspect is, but I'm not 100% sure, which is why I haven't given it over. I am moving forwards 10 foot, and I am going to cast Mage Hand and use one of them syringes
On it.
on it.
Okay.
I have a feeling it's drugs, but I didn't
Okay.
hand it over in case it wasn't.
Okay.
So,
thank you for the heads up, so I can go and check the document that it's in somewhere in my list.
if this thing makes it crazy strong, I apologise, but it's syringe with silvery liquid, so...
It's yellow liquid, not silvery, but yes.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I wrote down silvery.
Nope.
Oh, well.
Okay. Go ahead.
Well,
Cat has given it dash juice.
Go ahead and give me a attack roll, please. This would be versus its base AC. I'll say this is using your intelligence. Yeah, spell attack in this instance just to try and plug it with whatever these syringes are.
there's only one of them.
Okay.
Oh,
Total?
30?
30. You're on natural 20?
Yeah.
Okay. It's double-edged sword. Okay. In this instance, the creature takes Okay. It loses. In this instance, because of the natural 20, I'm doubling the dice here. It loses 11 hit points. However, this is potentially going to be bad. What would you like to do, Kat? You've got the rest of your turn. That was your action, and you've used a little bit of your movement.
Hide behind Damian.
Hide behind Damian. Okay.
He's got a shield.
Okay.
Like twice my hands.
On
Cat.
initiative 20. Oh, this is going to be so fun.
What
The
the-
syringe's effect kicks in. It has action surge. It's going to make
Oh,
6 attacks
shit.
versus Romulus and Kay.
Oh wow!
Actually, no, it wouldn't attack Kay because of the successful point check. So it's going to attack Romulus and then move on to the next person, as it has action surge this round.
I only apologise.
Great. Well, we couldn't fight it before. We
Okay.
definitely can't fight it now.
It's only for this round, but that is 6 attacks. So, with advantage versus Romulus, because he used Reckless,
Oh God, the reckless. Oh,
that's an 18 to hit on the bite. Romulus?
bye, Romulus.
Harlan is muted.
Harlan's muted.
That'll hit. That'll hit.
Okay. That is 22 points of piercing damage.
I'm down.
Okay. He will move on to the next. 5, 10...
I attack.
You attack. Go ahead and make me an attack roll. Oh no, it's going to turn back around.
Look,
Go ahead. Yeah, I can say if you do want
I
to cancel
said
your
I was-
action, you can. This held action you can, or you can make the attack. Your choice.
Basically, your choice here is sacrifice yourself or sacrifice basically the whole
I'll
party.
I'll let you make the choice here, because in this instance you have just seen this thing have a sudden surge of movement. So if in this instance Kay can choose not to if you want to. This would break the reaction. It's up to you.
I'm gonna have to because no, I'm gonna have to not because I don't have very much health, and it just wailed on Romulus.
So you're
And
going
if I
to.
stay here, I can at least stabilize Romulus.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so in this case, it went 5, 10, 15, 20, starting with Vinny. 2 claw attacks coming at you, Vinny. First
Okay.
claw attack, 26 to hit.
Hits.
You take... that would be 11 points of slashing damage. You still up?
Just about.
Next attack of claw attack, 22 to hit.
That hits.
You take another 11 points of slashing damage.
I am down.
You are down. Okay, and it is then going to use its action to breath weapon. Its second action to breath weapon you 3. I would like strength saves from Kat, Damian, and Lloyd.
We're dead.
Yeah,
We
we're
are
dead.
so
Basically,
dead.
this is the end of the campaign.
No,
Yep.
that's absurd.
God, we're so dead.
And this is strength, right?
This is strength, yep.
Disadvantage.
No, no, because it's a saving throw, not an ability check.
Oh wait, this means I get.
So just take the left one.
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Okay.
This also means I get. Oh no, we're not.
Oh,
You can't.
Beat the odds, right? Then scholarship. Yes, creating.
Lights of chaos?
Tutor kids were getting left
To reroll again,
Yeah.
I'll allow it because it's a separate source, yeah.
down with them.
Let's just say that didn't work out.
Okay. Lloyd fails. Damian.
I got 17.
Okay. I actually need to the one thing I forgot to do, because it used its breath weapon last time, I need to roll 2 of its d6s. So if it doesn't actually get this, I need to roll another one at the top of the turn.
So we're
It did. It got a 1 and a 5. So yeah, it would get it back for this. So, and what did you get? Sorry, Damian.
17.
Okay, you pass. You will be taking half damage.
yes, but here, election.
I will almost certainly be intercepting with my fighting style as well.
to take less damage. I'll allow that.
No,
On
to
who?
to probably, given the situation, probably will end up being Cat.
Okay.
Simply
That-
because she moved in most recently.
Okay. That will be 44 points of bludgeoning damage to Lloyd and Cat.
Oh yeah, this extra. Bear with me 1 second. Let me just roll a d10 for the hell of it, because I mean, you know, why not?
It could be enough to save Cat's life. How many hit points are you on, Cat?
It's not
Well,
going to be enough.
I'm on 18,
Out of.
21.
Okay.
You can.
So minus.
Just 9 that I managed to save.
Out of 44. So that would take you down to. So 44 minus 9 takes you down to 35. You take 18 points of damage, leaving 17 left over, which doesn't hit your maximum. You're unconscious, but not dead.
And what did I take?
You took 22 because you saved.
Oh wow, I'm literally on 1.
You literally just saved me. I would have died.
Yeah,
I
what
would-
happened to Lloyd though? Did I just kill Lloyd?
No, Lloyd
Yeah.
has a lot of hit points. He can take the he can take the tank.
So Kay's got 7 hit points. I've got 1. Yeah, this is going to go well.
And it's going to move towards you as you hear it beginning to growl in a low draconic voice. Do you speak draconic?
I don't think I do. So I don't
Okay.
think I'd understand whatever it said anyway.
Okay. Next in the initiative order.
Oh, I do.
You do speak draconic.
Yes.
So you would hear it say, "Run, and I might let you live.
Oh.
I enjoy the chase." Okay. Sudz, please. Okay. So next in the initiative order, Damian, you are up.
But I've got really one option, which at this point, given that I've got a downed K and I'm the only one who's not downed, my only option really at this point is to try and run and see if I can get to those dwarves to save the whole freaking party. There's nothing else I can do. So I think that's what I'm doing. I'm dashing off to try and reach
To get to the dwarves.
the dwarves and get some assistance, because that's all we've really got left.
Okay.
I mean, I can engage and die.
I will say, make me a perception check with disadvantage, and I'll say this is going to consume your bonus action to do.
Okay. Oh, that's 12.
That would be enough. You do notice as you're thinking to turn and go that way, you glance up that way, and you do see some forms coming down the mountains towards you. They are coming to you.
And I speak Dwarvish. I'm gonna yell in Dwarvish to them.
What are you going to yell?
We need assistance.
Okay.
And pubescent voice as well.
Okay. With that, I need to check some stat blocks because they enjoy the initiative now. So,
We need some help.
okay, they rolled well. Okay.
I've got to check one other thing, because I've used a bonus action, haven't I?
Yes, you did. You still have your action,
Yeah.
so you've still got the rest of your turn. Vinny and
What
Romulus,
I'm-
get ready to start rolling death saves. And remember, they are hidden, so we will do these one at a time.
What I'm wondering about, if I can do something with my action, because I think the best thing that I can do at this point to keep myself
Vinny's
alive... Can I use lay on hands on myself?
You can. You can also use it on somebody else, as well as now, with the action.
Right, can I reach anybody near me?
Vinny, Romulus, those are the two that you can get to by going round. If you run to make it towards Cat and Lloyd, you can do the same to them, but it will cause an attack of opportunity, which could, depending on how low hit points you are, bring you down.
Oh, it's going to bring me down.
Moving around a creature does not provoke opportunity attack. It's only when you leave their range.
Okay, Romulus, do you have any Rage or Reckless available any longer?
I am fresh out.
Right.
If I get up, I could feasibly I believe I can spend hit dice to do it, but I believe I also take damage. Is that correct, Chris?
Are we
You can
allowed
use a
to-
hit die or take damage. Yeah.
Talk about potential ideas.
I
can
will say-
spend a hit die.
I will say, given the circumstance, and because we are roughly around our break time, I'm gonna take a quick be right back. You guys strategize because I've got 4 unconscious PCs and a stone dragon with kobolds coming in next turn. So, strategize. I'll be back in a few minutes. Stick around, chat. This is highly heated and highly dangerous. Be back in a mo.
Yeah. If you get me up, I have the ability to spend a hit dice to do a rage, and in doing so, that'll effectively double whatever hit points you put on me.
Oh, that'd be helpful.
Because when I'm raging, I'm raging.
I suppose my question that I've got is, who do I get up? Do I get you up or do I get Vinny up? Who's going to be more advantageous in evidently?
Vinny, do you have what's the range on your healing word?
I want to say I have a 30 or 60 feet.
It should
And
be.
if you can get Vinny up and Vinny can get me up, I can get everyone else up.
Ah,
My healing rune targets 4 people.
because I've got healing myself. That's my primary aim, is to get somebody up and whoever's best at combat. But if
It's 60.
60, how many feet away are we? Which one are you? This your cat.
Yeah.
1, 2. Is it enough?
40, 45, 50. Yep.
Right, so my job then is to go and heal Vinny with some lay on hands, bring him up. Vinny then do healing word on cat, and then you can heal us all.
hmm
Right, okay.
I'll probably spend if you get me up, I'll probably spend the rest of my turn bardic inspirationing. So who wants it? Which should probably be either Cat or Damian.
Yeah, because I've got an inspiration myself still. Who's got inspirations at this point?
I have.
I've not had one for a while.
Right.
I
So
use mine to try and stay alive.
I don't know if Lloyd's got one. Got no idea if Lloyd's got one.
No clue.
No.
Okay.
It doesn't matter though, because bardic inspiration is a different thing.
Yeah. Oh, I'm just wondering that as well, because obviously that'll be some help too. Just so we've got an idea between us of what we've actually got that we can throw at this lot. Chris did let me know that this thing's probably got triple health.
Oh, yeah.
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 most
It's a
definitely.
young dragon.
So
It's got health.
yeah. At the moment, all I can do in terms of dealing damage is attack it with a mace and try and divine smite it a couple of times. That's basically all I can attempt to do. And I know that it's still going to be half damage. So I'm okay in combat, I guess, but I'm not. I don't know. I could be useful in combat, but well, obviously it will be because it'll be dealing some damage. But yeah,
I need to go get a drink.
I'm going to get a drink.
No, that's
quick.
fine. You guys go
So
get
you-
drinks. I need to prepare tiles for this, so you guys go ahead and take drinks if you need to.
I'm decent at damage, and I've got the thing to shove in its gob that might do something. But also, it just got super roided out, which is fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That didn't go as planned. Yeah, I don't think I could have ever planned for that. But hey.
Yeah, now you know roughly what those syringes do. Do you want me to read you their description now you have an idea?
Yeah.
This syringe can be injected similar to how a potion can be drunk, giving the user an additional action similar to action surge, at the cost of a number of hit die equal to your proficiency bonus. If the target cannot pay the hit die, because in this case it's a creature, they lose 1d6 plus 2 hit points per hit die they couldn't afford. So actually, because they couldn't afford the 2, I actually need to roll 2 additional d6s. So it loses an additional 7 hit points.
Wait, what? It loses HP?
Yeah, because of the natural 20, I only accounted for it being 2d6 as opposed to being 4d6 because there were 2 hit dice it couldn't pay.
Right.
Granted, it doesn't make your situation any less, just, you know.
Well, so it's a bonus action to use, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a bonus
And
action
if-
to use on yourself or an action to use on somebody else.
Okay. And hypothetically, if I wanted to use it, could I cast 2 spells in one turn, or still only
Yep.
one?
Because you have an
Okay.
additional action, you can cast 2 spells.
Right. Good to know. Not that I plan to.
Okay.
If I stab myself, that seems like a bad idea. I'll
Right.
probably kill myself.
Alright, and Damian will be the next one once he gets back. Is there anything I need to prepare? I have those open, I have that open. There was one more thing I needed to open, I'm trying to remember what it was.
What are you going to do? Teach the big 6 times?
Oh yes, I remember now. Where is it?
I have brought the towel, but it's not to throw it in.
Good. You don't want that. Now I believe... Yeah, I did this in a specific... Okay, I did this in a particular place. Okay. Right. I should have prepared this ahead of time, and I didn't realise I did this, but that's okay.
You made a lot.
I'm back.
Oh no. No. What am I talking about? I know where this is. It should be in here? Question mark? No, not in here. I'll find it eventually. I got time. No. Where is it? Jamie.
What are you looking for?
Ah.
Oh!
Here? No. Hey, found it.
When you said Jamie, I was like, well, you're looking on my character sheet. Good luck with that. But
I was. But,
oh,
no. That should tell you something about what's coming up.
oh. My character.
Okay. I need to quickly check what I've got here to use. Okay. Let's check that one, because that's what I want to use it.
Who are we missing? Just Harlan.
Just Harlan women, yeah.
Cool.
But because I want everyone back before we begin.
Yeah.
I have returned.
Oh.
Oof.
Okay. So no is the answer to that. What about the next thing? Okay. Sorry, I'm just double checking stuff here. Where did I put them? Where are they? There it is. First time we get to use this properly. Oh, no, we don't. There's one over there. Perfect. I need that.
Oh.
Okay, there's no way I can get a good hit in here.
What are you doing?
Wait.
Okay, so Damian, it's your turn.
Right, I am going over to Vinny and using some lay on hand points to bring Vinny up.
Okay. How many points are you using?
I'm going to use half of mine. I'm going to use 10.
Half. Okie dokie. Okie dokies then. Right, with that, there's also one more tile I realised I need for this, which I have forgot about. Darn it, I haven't used this tile in so long I don't actually know where it is. Where is it? There it
The
is.
skin scribe comes out, erupts out of the ground to save us.
That's hopeful.
You know,
I
I have dreams.
No, that's fair. So you move over to Vinny. You're otherwise raising your shield to prevent any assaults from the dragon. It's otherwise still reeling in its mouth from the parasol, which I didn't roll for. It got a 16. Yeah, so it's unaffected still. As it otherwise reels from the mushroom inside of its mouth, as it otherwise looks towards you, but you hold your shield up, lean down, place your hand on Vinny's chest, and pump a large amount of lay on hands into him. As Vinny, you are healed by 10 hit points. I believe that is your turn, Damian.
It is.
Okay. Vinny, you are up. Actually, no, Lloyd is up first. Lloyd needs to roll death saving throw. Which everybody at home gets to see. Because I'm the one who gets to make it. Okay. Good to know. I'm just going to re-roll it so that the next person who has to roll isn't going to see it. Okay, I need to mark that down on his character sheet. So, next up, we have Vinny. You are up, you are conscious, as you feel the heavy pain of a bite that's dug, or two claws that dug into your chest, tearing a portion of your clothes up once again. You just had them mended, man. As you fell to the ground, feeling kind of the slight dizziness from it, you feel this wave of otherwise welcoming warmth that rushes over you and begins to seal your wounds as you breathe in the air. But you note the situation. As your eyes open, you see the dust physically settling as you see two forms of Cat and Lloyd flung across the battlefield, and Romulus is lying down on the ground. Kay seemingly pretending to be dead still as well.
Okay. I am going to healing word cat. I believe I can reach it from this distance.
Okay.
50 feet?
50, yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your healing there. Cat, you'll be healed by this when it gets to your turn. Is Spider Climb concentration?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and roll me... Oh no, because you fell unconscious. Never mind, your concentration
Yeah,
will just
so
break.
that's going to be gone. I just...
Yeah. Okay, total for healing?
Gain 6 healing total.
There you go. 6 healing to you, Cat.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I'm going to
Stand
stand
up. Mm-hmm. Yep.
I do 2 things that are a bonus action on my turn. The other one's not a spell.
It depends on what you would deem as there being a bonus action. Is it specifically a bonus action? Because otherwise you'd have to spend an action. It would have to be an action to use it, I'm afraid. If it's like, I want to down a potion, I can let you use an action for that. What are we looking at here?
I was going to use Bardic Inspiration.
I'll allow that. I'll say it will be a longer inspiration, but yeah. So you
Okay.
you'd speak for a little bit more than just a quick, hey. Okay.
As I'm standing up, then I should still be in range. So I'm shuffling behind Damian. I'm going to lay a hand on his shoulder. I need to rely on you for a moment. I know you can do it.
Okay.
Damian looks at his solitary health point. I'm sure I can!
All right.
Oh my goodness, you had 1 health?
Yeah.
That's my health!
Oh my goodness, that was so close.
Yeah, you nearly destroyed the party. You
my
nearly ended it.
goodness.
Yep.
Blame me, not Damian, alright? I'm the one who threw this up against you on the natural one. I could have just let you go, but I didn't. So blame me, not him. Alright. Actually, no,
I blame both of you.
yeah, blame the game. It's
No,
fine.
I blame Chris here.
At least we know who the real enemy is. Okay.
The dice.
Yes, of course. So we have... Okay, and that's your turn, Vinny?
That's my turn, yeah.
Okay, Romulus. You are orange. No?
I'm
Nope, you're
purple.
purple. There you go. Go ahead and roll me the death saving throw, please. Make a note of it for your own use, and then I will re-roll it just in case, because we will have other people rolling afterwards.
Moo.
Noted. Okay, I have re-rolled it. So,
It's now question: is it 10 or lower, or 10 or higher?
10.
is the-
It's 10 or higher for a success, and then 9 or lower for a failure. Because it's not technically a 50-50, it's 1 in the favor of the player, just because
Which
of that's
doesn't
how it
make
is.
much difference.
No, it doesn't make much difference, but it adds that extra 5%, which everybody knows that can matter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. In this instance, we then move to the next player's turn. Kay, you are up. You are on the ground, pretending to be dead. The creature hasn't seemed to pay much attention to you. Still doesn't know.
Alright, I am going to try and do something kind of stupid, but hopefully it'll work.
Stab Romulus. What are you gonna do?
No. I'm gonna stand up.
Whoa. Whoa.
I am gonna stand up, and I am going to, as stealthily as I can, get on the back of this thing
As I know.
and take my cloak and cover its face with my cloak.
Okay, this is going to take multiple steps. First,
Yes.
I will say a stealth check with disadvantage as you're trying to stealth up to it in battle in this moment. With disadvantage, sorry. Just because it will be, I'll say this takes your bonus action as opposed to your attack.
12.
12. You otherwise sneak up to it as best you can. You do know as it's otherwise looking towards Damian, the tail does swing towards you in a warding fashion. It does know you're there, but it hasn't hit you. Do you still wish to proceed with the rest of your plan?
If I can cover its face, it can't hit. Sorry.
Okay. So, in which case, I will call for a acrobatics check, please, to otherwise get on the back of this creature. It will be using an athletics to oppose it. And then I will be needing an attack with intent, but the attack will do no damage. Okay, so athletics check on its part.
Come on, you gotta be kidding me.
Do you have inspiration?
No, I used my inspiration to try and stay alive.
Okay. In this,
That didn't work.
okay,
And I got 11.
11. You otherwise try to climb up the tail. You try to go up the tail, but as you get to the otherwise craggy exterior of its back, it's too hard. It's too hard to weave through, and as you otherwise get caught in it a bit, it swings its body in that moment, and you otherwise fall back onto the ground, safely and unharmed, but still on the ground.
Well, there's nothing I can do. I think they used both my bonus action and my action.
You haven't used your action yet. You just tried to climb on top of it, and then you would have been an attack with intent to blind it. So you still have your action.
Oh, then I guess I'll just try and stabilize the Minotaur. Can't do anything to that thing.
Okay, make me a medicine check.
What is my medicine again?
Dr.
Ah,
K.
yes, that's right. I put it.
Dr. K.
Dr. K, Dr. K, Dr. K.
Now I need to actually go to Xanthars to find this out.
Now
Holy
I'm
shit.
rolled a
Never
19.
mind. Never mind. So, never mind. I was going to go look what the DC is. It's either 10 or 15. Never mind. As you go over to Romulus, you see what's wrong with him, and you take the cloak which you were going to wrap around the dragon's eyes, and in this moment you wrap it around, keeping him from going from dying. You can get rid of your if you can get rid of any successes that you may have gotten there, Romulus, you keep the failures, but you are now at 0 hit points and you are no longer making death saving throws. Okay. So that takes your action. Cat. On your turn, do you have any intentions?
We do. Roughly.
Okay.
I got people to save.
Okay.
Places to be. Man, Romulus is down. That's rough. Yeah, no. I mean, Cat's 100% good put Romulus before her. Alright, second level, oh, that'd be nice. Second level magic missile with heal rune. 2 going to Romulus, 1 going to Lloyd, 1 going to Damian.
In the immortal words of Evanescence, wake me up inside.
Yeah. So, 1, 2, I'm borrowing these Lloyd,
Cat.
you don't need them.
In this moment, as you're otherwise flipping to Magic Missile in your book, you flip to the rune page, and as you stop, you note a small bit of something dripping from your book, and for a moment you think it's blood. But as you take a quick moment, do you wish to flip to that page?
Yeah, why is my book bleeding?
You flip a few pages on, and you see a black page within your rune book, stained with ink, it would seem. Thick red runes running across the surface of it, glowing and pulsing with a new magic. And you feel the word Nick in the back of your mind as your thoughts take you for a moment. You think, in this instance, if I can't do anything, we're all going to die. And in that moment, you feel a draw to this page.
Do I
Do
feel
you wish-
confident?
Do you wish to use this spell?
Yes.
Yes. In this instance, as you see Lloyd on the ground, as you see Romulus on the ground, and you consider healing them, a wave of necessity and an urge to destroy overtakes you. Please expend 5 of your spell points. As you all watch, as in this moment, as Cat stands, going and reaching for her book. Well, the rest of you don't see this in any manner. You only see the aftermath as you flip to the page, and as you place your hand on the page, you feel its power, its strength, surge through your body and your arm as you otherwise clasp the magic, and it shoots out at an extended range, grabbing hold of the stone dragon. In this instance, you have a choice, Cat. You can either be pulled to it, or it is pulled to you.
I will go to it, because
Okay.
Lloyd is not stable.
You are pulled to it. And in this instance, as that happens, the rest of you watch as Cat shoots across the field, Sychania anchored in the side of the stone dragon, as her arm pulls her towards almost this stretched out arm from whatever magic has been conjured here. Kay. Oh, man, I need to see how this is going to affect you. Okay. Details, personal notes. Kay. Kay, you feel a very sudden burst of heartburn. You are now vulnerable to fire damage.
Yay.
As you watch as this magic pulls Cat towards it, and the hand lands on the outside of the dragon, who fails his save. As you watch as his scales go soft and his body twitches, as you watch as these scales begin to form into these stretched out teeth and eyes as the skin bleeds from the exterior of it. And I would like you to roll me 5d10 necrotic damage, please, Cat. I need one more of these. And I would also like you to reroll any 1s and 2s within that, due to the nature of the casting here. Okay.
Do you also get to reroll the 1s and 2s?
No,
that?
not off of rerolls, I'm afraid. In this instance, you deal 32 points of necrotic damage to the dragon, as you watch as it reels, screeching in pain, as its skin begins to burn and melt off of its body, as it begins to be afflicted by this. Everything regarding the dragon now suffers a minus 1d4 penalty. Saving throws, ability checks, attack rolls, and its AC are also decreased by 1d4. I would like you to go ahead and roll me that d4 now, please. 4. Everything that it does for 1 minute concentration will be reduced by 4. As you cast this spell, you feel this pulse run through you, this pain and surge. I would now like you to go ahead and roll me an intelligence saving throw. Should you fail the DC of 18, you will lose 2 additional sorcery points.
Okay.
Or, not sorcery points, spell points.
Intelligence save is +6. That's 19.
19. You succeed. You maintain control of the magic. That is your turn, I believe. That will have used your movement, used your action, and have you used a bonus action to do anything?
I haven't. I mean, how with it is Cat at the moment?
You feel, in this instance, I would say one of two things, and I will let you choose which. Scared because of what has happened, or surging with adrenaline because of what's happened. And I'll let you decide.
We're gonna go with the latter under what's just happening now.
Okay.
With the adrenaline and seeing what happens, Cat is going to use bonus action, stab herself with a syringe.
Okay. And you're going to expend 2 hit dice.
Gonna use 2 hit dice. Yeah, I'm gonna cast them away.
Okay.
My
You take the other syringe, seeing what it did earlier, and you jam it into your arm, releasing the effect into you as you feel your body surge with this pain, this poison. But you feel a strength behind it as you gain 1 additional action this turn.
Okay, and with that, I am going to cast my magic missile,
Mm-hmm.
doing what my original plan was with a heal rune.
Okay, who are you hitting?
So, 1 to Lloyd, 2 to Romulus, 1 to Damian.
Second level?
Yes.
Okay. Are you currently below half?
I am well below half.
Okay, so you'll need to roll more magic for this then as well then, please. But go ahead and roll me the d4s. 1 for Lloyd, 2 for Romulus, and 1 for... Who was it? Damian.
That's these. Yep. So Damian will be the bottom one, Lloyd's at the top.
Yep. D4s,
D4
because it's
plus
magic
1.
missile. D4s
Oh,
for
right,
magic
yep.
missile, not D6s. Yep.
Of course.
So, Romulus, you regain 10 hit points. Yep. Moo indeed. Damian gets 4 and Lloyd will get 2. Okay, well, Lloyd's on 2 hit points. That's good enough for me. You can do stuff now.
Everyone's stable, so.
Why? Hang on. I was a bottom dice.
Were you or were you the top? Or
I was
the
the
top?
bottom.
Oh, okay. In which case then Lloyd gains 4
Oh,
and you
look.
gain 2.
Yeah.
It's the other way around.
I know that doesn't help me in any way or form, but I'm still going to say it.
It's the
Yeah.
best I can do with my turn.
Okay. That is your turn over. It.
Yay.
Oh,
You've trebled my health. Thank you.
we lost a Harlan.
I think I'm coming. It was just a lag spike thing.
He was so startled by coming back, by being brought back to life, that his computer decided nope. Okay. It is now the dragon's turn. Actually, no.
Well,
I stand corrected. I stand corrected. My apologies. I completely skipped the Geomancers and the Geoward's turn. So, the Geomancer in this turn is seeing all of this go down, is going to look about the party and just kind of shout back in Dwarven, "We're on our way!" And the Geomancer is going to start his turn by casting... I can't cast that, he's too far away. Can't cast that, he's too far away. Nope, that's a good range. He is going to... he is going to use a heal rune, not a lesser heal rune, to use a... on his... No, because all of these are big AoE spells, so they're not actually going to be of any use to him. So actually, no, he is just going to use a lesser heal rune, and he is going to fire it at Vinny and Damian. The two of you are healed by 5 hit points each, as this is an AoE spell, so it is halved from 10. No,
AoE.
hold on.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
It's always halved anyway.
Oh, even with Magic Missile.
Oh yeah, it should be. Yeah,
Oh,
no, with Magic Missile it should be halved too. It's
got
because
one. Oh, okay.
it's because Shield is the one that works.
Oh,
with
Shield is the
all.
one that does that. Okay, so then Romulus, instead of gaining 10, you would have gained 5. My apologies.
And Lloyd only
Oh.
2.
And Lloyd only 2. Yeah.
And I got... You doubled my hit points.
Okay.
You're
So,
still up.
Still up.
you
That's
halved
true.
mine.
Yeah. So the Geomancer is otherwise going to heal Vinny and Damian by 5 from that range, and is now within range.
Okay.
As on his turn, his Sentinel, or his Stone Gargoyle, is going to fly, letting go of Jeff, and as Jeff is flying next to him, is going to fly and dash 120 feet, swooping down to impose between Romulus and the dragon. As it otherwise lands, it kind of brings its claws to the ground, letting out a shrill screech towards the dragon, drawing its attention slightly as its stony form looks and stares straight at the dragon in this instance, as the dragon is now beginning to be surrounded. The Geowards get their turn on initiative 17, because I wasn't looking at the initiative properly, and they go there. The Geowards, you note, I'd say for those of you that are currently looking in their direction, as you see 3 dwarves coming down the mountains. A war pick in one hand, a hammer in the other, and sliding on shields that are melding with the stone as they go. As they are surfing across the surface of the mountain, shooting down at high speed.
I mean, that was my plan last session.
Yes, but unlike the rough stone that you would be trying to go over with your shield, their shields are melding with the stone, allowing them to move fluidly. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Moving up to there, and I'll say dividing a little bit. I'll say this one actually goes towards Lloyd to protect him, and this one's going to circle round, with this one coming in straight on. With that, because they use their action to dash, there's nothing else they can do for this turn. That is the end of their turn. Going back to the initiative order as it should be, Stone Dragon's turn. Stone Dragon is going to look at you, Cat, seeing what you did.
Right, fine. Cat is currently looking directly into his eye.
And he gets his breath weapon back.
Oh, fucking yes.
But
I don't know. Ooh.
in this instance, would he use it against both? Against all of you? Oh, also, we need to roll for your wild magic.
Alright, yeah.
DC, would the previous spell have brought you below half? when it was
took me
cast.
below half, and I've used a rune. I
Well-
was already below half.
You were already below half.
I used half when I hit the 5. When I expended the 5. And then when I cast Magic Missile, it took me even further. So I cast Magic Missile when I was below half.
So you need to make 2? You need to make one for the spell that you cast, but without the DC being heightened, and then the second one with a DC heightened.
Yes.
So the first one, go ahead and roll for me. Go ahead and roll me a D100. You will get your Tides of Chaos back, though.
Oh, cool. Sorry if I blow us all up. It shouldn't be.
Okay. Okay. For the next minute, all of your spells have a casting time of 1 action become a casting time of a bonus action. So you effectively are permanently affected by Quicken spell, with the exception of, it means you can do something else with your action. And then the second roll.
I wish I'd known that before. I wouldn't have had to use the syringe, would I?
No, that's true, but we did forget then. And then the second one, nothing else happens. Okay.
No.
So, in this instance, as this is going on, World Magic has gone off. Yeah, it's just going to whale in 3 attacks against you. It doesn't want to divide and conquer. It's surrounded, it's wounded, it's very annoyed. It is going to move. It's smart enough to know what to do here. It's very much outnumbered, so it would, in this instance, it is going to disengage and burrow 30 feet. In this instance, as you have otherwise dealt a significant amount of damage to it from that previous attack, and allies are now on the way, it sees itself in a bad situation. And despite everything, you watch as it otherwise swings its tail around, kicking dust up in the air, as it burrows into the ground, tearing in through the stone. It is now 30 feet underground, and is now, I will say, 3/4 cover for everything. And you can still strike it in melee for those of you that are here, but you will have disadvantage on the attacks as well. So it is disappearing and running. If you wish to still attack it, that's up to you.
Still has -4.
Yeah,
Still has -4 to its AC, that's true, but you have disadvantage, plus it's got a permanent +5 to its AC.
Yeah, well, there's still a chance. And
Yeah.
Kay must take this opportunity.
Okay.
This is strong. Kay
I-
must take the opportunity.
I'm gonna do it as well. I'm gonna strike it.
So
Okay.
we get an opportunity here.
No, this will be, when it gets around to your turn, you can spend your action to attack it, or you can prepare for the oncoming kobolds.
Okay.
Ah,
So, end of its turn as it is now fleeing. Damian, the dragon has left your range and is now burrowed underground. The last thing you can see is its tail, as it's just digging underground, tearing through rock, tossing it behind it, as it's otherwise beginning to barricade its own tunnel. What would you like to
hang on. Bear with me to check what the other thing is, because I need to do that probably to myself to a degree. That's an action. Good, that's fine. Okay, as a bonus action, I wish to take in the situation around me. In
Okay.
other words, primarily I'm looking to see if there's any other enemies, because I'm not sure Damian is actually aware of them and where
Okay.
they are.
Go ahead and make me a perception check, please. This, if this is a bonus action, this will be with disadvantage. So just roll that and then roll the other one.
Okay. Yeah, it's a bonus action.
Yeah, it's bonus action to do this. So
Oh,
disadvantage.
it's terrible. It's a 6.
6. In this moment, the dragon has fled. You can see the kobolds cresting over the hill, and you see that they hesitate as the dragon flees.
Right.
Your dwarven friends have arrived. Kobolds might be thinking of fleeing.
Right. Regardless of that, then I'm pumping the remaining 10 lay on hands into myself because I need them.
Okay. You hold your own. Okay. Next would be Lloyd. Lloyd is going to get up. He is going to take in his surroundings and use... Does he have any healing spells? No, of course not. He's going to use Thaumaturgy. to scare off the kobolds. And he's going to make an intimidation check. What's his intimidation? 2. All right. 17. Yeah, the kobolds flee with a unnatural 1.
Wow.
Wow.
As you watch as Lloyd uses taking a step out of Vinny's book, with the eyes flaring with a new colour thanks to the thaumaturgy, he stands up, takes a step forward, and shouts, bellowing across this as the kobolds begin to flee. Combat is over, unless people wish to try and take a strike versus the stone dragon on the way out.
I want to try and take off a part of its tail.
Okay.
I'm using everything to try and get a piece of this tail.
Okay. Go ahead and make me attacks with disadvantage, and it has +5 to its AC.
Damn, Sudz, I knew you were looking for some tail.
Right. I am going to roll.
Oh.
Wow.
That hits.
Wow.
Doing how much damage?
That is 4 plus 2.
4 plus 2. Okay. So that 4 plus 4 plus 2.
Yeah, it's 8 plus 2.
8 plus 2. The 8 is halved because it's non-magical slashing damage or piercing damage. The 2 is poison, so the 2 goes through, so it takes 6 damage total. Okay. You take a slice with the piercing end of your skewer tail as you strike it, holding it in place. You don't catch anything outside of blood from cutting into it. It's thick hide. There's no chunk to be made off of this. Biting is the only way you might be able to get it.
Then I'm going to attempt to, while I have its tail pierced, I am going to try and take a chunk out of its tail with my teeth.
Okay, go ahead and make me the attack roll with disadvantage, and it still has the 3/4 cover. Total?
That's a 12 to hit.
No, in this instance, as you go to bite on the tail, the hide is thick. Where the tail pierced through it, it hit it, but the bite just isn't enough. Your teeth don't manage to break through the flesh and grab enough of it.
Kay's gonna sit down in disappointment.
Is there... If I can see what Kay is going for here, would there be an opportunity to try and cut off... Does this thing have scales in any distinct sense?
No, it has a hardened hide and then rocky scales across the back, so technically yes, but you get the sense from the look of them they're mostly just mineral rock. Whether they'll be precious and identifiable as stone dragon scales, it's hard to say.
Okay. Is it possible to get one last parting shot off?
Oh yeah, there's a
Like,
full
pinch
round of
the
combat
bowstring.
of where it's disadvantage to hit and disadvantage to hit it, plus it has 3/4 cover because of the dirt that it's kicking up.
Yeah. Well, I've got both my swords, so if I'm moving them, is there any possibility of getting a piece off?
If you do enough
Since I
damage
can
to the
see that
tail,
that's what Kay is going for.
if you do enough damage to the tail, yeah.
Alright. Well, I have 2 attacks with my action and bonus actions, and there's nothing else to do with that.
Okay, so disadvantage
Allies
to hit.
are adjacent to it, so
Very clearly.
I can sneak attack if this hits.
Okay, disadvantage
Right.
and +5 to its AC.
Action attack, yeah.
Okay. Total.
12 plus... That's +6, so 18.
Unfortunately, that just misses, as with the -4 to its AC, but the +5 from 3/4 cover brings its AC up to 19. As you take the swing, you just miss narrowly avoiding getting a good cut in. You have your bonus action to make an additional attack. That hits.
That'll do it.
Doing
That is... It's the bonus action attack, so 10 plus nothing.
10 plus nothing, halved to 5. Okay. So it has taken 11 points of damage from this. Its tail is weakened, but not severed.
Yeah, I'm picturing a sort of like jumping close and like belly slide while
Moving.
scissor motioning with the swords.
Yep.
Just
Moving
glancing
forward.
it, but not.
Yeah. One
Not
one
really taking
narrowly
much off.
misses. The other one, which is a deeper cut, gets a good cut in, making it a open wound. Enough for potentially another attack to cut through, but it's hard to say. Next in the initiative order would be.
That would be me.
Yep, because we moved through Lloyd. We jumped the gun with K, didn't we? Because we were still in the initiative order. Okay, so we get to Romulus.
Excellent.
Because we had... No, they moved in. Cat went. It skipped. Damian used healing on himself. Lloyd...
Yep.
Lloyd thaumaturgied, and then... Yeah, then we jumped to Gun K. So Vinny, then Romulus, then it'll be the Geomancer, the Geo Ward, and then that'll be its turn. And then it'll be Cat, and it'll be gone.
Alright. I'm going to be drawing up my glaive, and I too want some dragon bits. I need to ask you what's more likely. I'm going to stay there for a moment and I'll discuss that. If I go for the tail, is there possibility of using any of the non-edible remains of the tail in order? Because I assume that's what you want, Kay, right? You want the food bits. Yeah. Is there a way for me to use the scaly bits on the top of it? Can I use them to upgrade my maul into a weapon that can maybe do a bit of magical bludgeoning damage?
If you were to go to someone who could swap out the materials in the maul, yeah, that would certainly be a viable way to upgrade your maul to bypass magical resistance.
Okay, in that case, would it be more likely for me to use my glaive to cut off that tail, or for me to use my maul to bash this thing's teeth in so I can grab some teeth?
Its head is underground currently.
Then the tail it shall be, with a glaive that I slash into its... I was going to say dick, but no, I mean tail.
It has you have
I'm
disadvantage to
not
attack
eating
it.
that.
I will be recklessing.
Recklessing, so it'll be a flat roll.
Flat roll.
Okay, and it is a D10.
It is
Believe that's-
indeed.
The first thing we've ever found that K won't eat.
Let's see if this works.
Its AC is 19.
Yeah, that'll do it.
That hits, doing 8 plus.
8 plus 5.
8 plus 5 is 13, halved to 6. Meaning that it has taken 17 points of damage. It's close, but not quite.
And finally, I'm going to spear that motherfucker with my horns. So
Go ahead.
my intention is I'm going to pin its tail to the ground with my horns, and it rips off its own tail to escape.
Okay, go ahead and give me the attack roll. Still gonna make it.
Still recklessly.
Still recklessly, yeah.
Come on. Wait. Okay.
Total.
So 2 plus 7 plus 2 because I'm across from Cat. Plus 7 for my actual attack.
Yep.
19.
19 meets the AC, hits, and does a single point of damage.
My horns do 1d6 plus my strength mod.
Okay.
I'm using them as a bonus action.
Bonus action, so it's only just the one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's 1 point of
But
damage.
I am attempting to skewer it to skewer that tail to the ground.
I will say, with this being an attempt for an attack with intent, the 1 would be hard to 1. So the
Excellent.
DC would be 11, and it has to make a strength save here against this. That is a 22 total, unfortunately.
Well, that sucks.
However,
made
its
strength.
tail is looking weak. Next in the initiative, we have the Geomancer and the Dwarves, who are going to be checking up on everybody's health, but they're not going to be attacking anything. I'd probably say these ones are going to ward off the kobolds. This one's just checking up on Lloyd. This one's going to be coming back down the mountain, just sliding down. Cat, or K, it would be your turn, but we jumped the gun on your turn, so it goes to Cat now.
me cut off this thing's tail.
Well, cat wouldn't. Alright.
Cat wouldn't.
Okay. A 10 or above. No. No. Cat's
No.
having a very real realization. No. Hell no.
Okay,
That's
sounds-
not a thing, and she's running like the opposite direction.
Okay.
to Lloyd to make sure he's okay and get
Okay.
away.
In this instance, it gets to the dragon's turn. It burrows and dashes. It is now out of range. Combat is seemingly over. What would anybody like to do?
So fucking sad I didn't get that thing's bloody fucking tail.
Damian's first thing is to turn to probably the geomancer. The geomancer was the first to arrive, correct?
Yeah.
And is a dwarf. And sort of bow towards him and thank him profusely. Probably in like sort of a load of not necessarily a blubbering motion, but it's like just a load of thanks.
What way did you say it?
Not blubbering, sort of almost like loads of apologies, loads of different versions of saying thank you just pour out in a wave of emotion.
Okay.
I just call out in Dwarvish. What up?
He turns to all of you and equally says in Dwarvish initially, I hope everyone's alright. Before saying in common, is anybody hurt? Does anybody need additional healing? What happened here that you all got yourself into a mix with a dragon?
A swarm of Grick came by, commotion, fought the dragon and the kobolds, and well, that was a lot to try and deal with.
Damian turns to Vinny and says, "Have you got any dice?"
Also, I am close to death.
All right, we'll get you all patched up. He turns to the one over there. Go with the gargoyle. Make sure that those kobolds don't come back. Otherwise, help them back to camp, lads. We're glad our gargoyle spotted your crystal parrot thing, whoever's that is amongst this group.
Just points to cat.
Glad we spotted it.
Responds.
Right, everyone, you two get them back to camp. You return as soon as you can. We've still got a mission ahead of us. He otherwise nods, and you watch as he otherwise surfs off on his shield, just over the horizon with the gargoyle otherwise overhead.
Sorry, but in my head, I'm just imagining like an absolute skater dwarf, just going like with like sunglasses on and the back
What
of his
up?
cap. Radical.
Oh my goodness! Now if they've got sunglasses, they have to be Duragard just for the sunlight sensitivity for canon reasons.
My brain's just said SSX tricky.
Oh no! So,
You're gonna get you some serious air, man.
right, so Cat.
Hmm.
As you head over towards Lloyd, you look down and you see the bandages are torn. The spell where your arm reached out to pull you towards it has torn all of the bandages across your arm.
Okay. I'm gonna use my cloak to cover it. Is it looking normal?
It's looking cracked. Same as before.
Jesus. Okay.
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 You head over to this one, as this one's otherwise looking over Lloyd, making sure he's okay. Pulls his shield up, sticks it on his back, as you see the stone just drips off of the exterior of it. Before he looks over the rest of you, or you as well. You hurt?
Yeah, but I'm fine.
No, you come here. He otherwise takes a few steps forward, and you watch as he pulls out a scroll, wraps it around your arm, which is currently exposed. And as he does so, you feel this surge of magic, and you regain 9 hit points. There, hopefully it'll get you patched up. Looks pretty bad. Not sure what happened here, but we'll get you all back to camp. Sir,
Thanks.
scout for us if you could. And you watch as the geomancer otherwise nods, and you watch as he paused through his book for a moment before drawing a series of runes in the air. Before you watch as the area around him, there's this wave of blue energy before it dissipates. We're clear. It's been fleeing. All right, come on, let's go.
Do I feel anything from that wave of energy?
Yes, you do. Your mouth begins to go dry.
Dry mouth. Do I know that one?
Sounds familiar to me.
Tongue swelling was a thing.
Oh.
Yeah, dry mouth.
I would quickly double check because I'm doing that off of memory because this is one that it's an account which I thought might happen. So.
I do not.
Nope.
I do not know what it is.
That's Vinny's details. Whoops, wrong character. Yep, your mouth begins to go dry. Okay. Is there anything you wish to do as you are led back to camp?
Other than look bummed out, no. Kay is very disappointed.
From making sure the cloak is properly wrapping.
Damian wishes to sort of converse with him in Dwarvish.
Okay.
He wishes to...
What do you say? Start the conversation.
I think. Aware that this is going to bring exactly the same question back to him. What are you guys doing all the way out here?
Who are you saying this to? Are you saying this to one of the wards, or are you saying this to the geomancer?
Whomever's closest to me as we're walking to the camp.
That'll be the second ward then.
Okay.
We've got our own business out here. We're not going to divulge anything. We're not going to ask you yours either, out of respect of not prying any further about our mission here, unless our boss wishes to say so. Otherwise, nodding to the geomancer.
Huh. Okay.
I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm.
Are you familiar with a stone pillar with runes on it?
There's several around here.
Huh. One towards the west-northwest from where we are currently?
If you've got any more details about its surroundings, I'm sure we can get you there. He otherwise looks over at his boss. Boss, you think you can otherwise look into some information? These individuals are searching for somewhere. He watches his geomancer, otherwise stops, turns around, otherwise meets back up the rest of you guys as you all reconvene.
Where is it?
These guys will catch up. You're looking for somewhere in particular? He mentioned something about some pillar with writing on it. We've seen a few on our journey. Not sure if it's one of those. I can read one of those, see if I can find what you're looking for. If you got any more details, I can point you in its direction.
Damian changes into common and just asks the rest of the party, was the stone column we were heading towards in a sort of a dip, a dell?
I'm pretty sure it leveled out and then there was a dip that it was in, yeah.
Is that familiar with you guys?
Yeah, you have been to the dip.
The geomancer turns to you and goes, can't say that one rings a bell, but I can always get a look based on where it might be nearby. I can use some magic to find out. It'll take a bit, but I can do it.
We believe it's in... okay, question. Damian, at this point, is he reoriented? Does he know which way he needs to point?
Make me a survival check.
Oh, this will be a natural one. Yippee. Yes, no.
Two dragons. Just because.
No, this isn't journeying, this is orientation.
Survival,
Mhm.
that is an 18.
18, okay. Okay, you point off in the direction you believe it to be. There's two off in that direction from what I remember. Not sure if any of them would be particularly the place you're looking for. There was one that had kind of a dip. It's in the middle between two mountains in kind of a fork. And then there was another one which was at the base of an overlook. Those are the two that we spotted along the way. Interesting mind, but
I don't know much about the geography, but a tabaxi should have been near the one we're looking for at some point recently. If that's anything you'd know anything about.
there were signs of activity by the one by the overlook.
I
Probably be the
was
one.
going to say I think that's the one.
There were signs of activity around there. We crossed some other paths on our way. Spotted a strange hawk that was flying through the sky. Our sentinel picked it up and spotted, kept an eye on it, but nothing came of it. That happened about a few hours ago. We just stopped to pitch ourselves some food. They were looking to stay with us till we move on, but we got the rest of our journey ahead of us. We're glad we could help, though.
Thank you. We appreciate
Nah,
help.
you're welcome. I noticed you're a runesmith too. Bit young for your
Yeah.
age to be learning runes.
Oh, it's talent. But yeah, I learnt some.
Hmm.
Uh,
Interesting.
mostly. So are you.
We all are.
Strange. Oh.
As you look as the other ones, as they otherwise pull their shields out, you can see very faint engravings across the majority of their armor, their shields, and their weapons. They are all, not all runesmiths, but they are all skilled with runes.
Interesting. I haven't met anyone else. Well, I've met one person. Otherwise, so rare to meet anyone else that casts the runes.
It's not exactly the most well-known magic, I'll give you that. It's usually something that only giants and dwarves get used to using. It's strange to see someone of your folk. No offense meaning, of course, you learning to use it. You're young after all. Say 11, 12, 13, somewhere around there.
Yeah, you're pretty close actually. Well, yeah, one of them was correct. It's 12.
Yeah, fair enough. We've come across a few centaurs in our time, mainly from back in our days when we ventured north, but no.
Fair. So don't go up north then very often.
No, not often, no. The open road is alright, but we're usually out in the mountains, and there's not that many of your folk out in the mountains, surprisingly enough. We're used to dealing with goatmen.
Goatman? Would Cat know what a goatman is?
I'd say you proficient in nature or history.
Both.
Yeah, go ahead and make me check them. Because you're proficient in both, I'll lower the DC.
Yeah, right.
You know of goatmen. You saw the picture. You closed the book. You saw the picture of a goatman cramming someone's head between two rocks. And that was enough for you to close the book before you got to any information.
So, when... I think I know what goatman is. They kill people with rocks.
Yes,
Aye.
they are very fond of rock music. They particularly like the headbanging.
Can't say about that. They do like headbanging, though. They're the kind of things that if you tried to climb the wrong mountain, they're going to kick you down it with a metal net over you and watch you die as you hit the ground. Then
Some of
collect your
them
stuff
can-
afterwards.
Yeah, fun times.
Yep. There's no running away from them either. They're good at climbing.
Surely they'd understand if we've got a
I've
couple of
seen
horny
them
people in this
climb up-
party.
I've seen them climb up 90-degree walls.
He pauses for a moment and looks around the party. Which one of you taught her to say that?
We got
Wait,
point
what did
straight
you
at
say,
Romulus.
What did you say, Cat?
That we've got horny people in the party. So they should accept us, right?
Oh my word, you're all terrible influences. Look,
Damian
if you...
is just looking aghast at what's just been
Okay,
said.
I've decided. I'm completely blank faced about this. I don't understand. I have horns, therefore I am a horny person.
Make me a deception check. He's inciting that. Oh, what's his insight? His insight is only a +2. Okay, 14.
That's at
My
least.
my deception is not terrible. I don't think. I don't think I've got a I've got a -1. Okay, so
14.
14 and 14. We're in a very difficult position here.
There's a part of him which wants to believe you, and there's also a part of him which doesn't. For you, there's a part of you which makes you think you fooled him, and there's a strong part which makes you think you don't.
And we're both in this sort of situation of just like, I'm just not going to question this anymore, and we're going to move on.
Oh man. I'm not going to make this offer lightly. You're a runesmith, child. If you want to come with us, we'll take you in and teach you. I don't make this offer lightly, and I know that you're obviously with people that you trust here. Given what's happened, we can protect you, and we can teach you. You don't have to take the offer, it's just an offer.
As much as I appreciate the offer, and I really do, and I would love to learn more about runesmithing, but this is all so new to me, and kind of Romulus is pretty much my adopted dad now, so
Your father, daughter.
Cat.
I don't want to
Don't need to worry about me. If you're staying, then I will stay also.
I'm gonna stay with my family. They're a little bit of a mess, but they're my family.
I understand.
But thank you.
Damian's
that's
aghast
quite
look has just become shocked. Like, what?
Yeah, your family now. Well, either way, glad we could have helped. We'll get you back to camp and patch you up proper. As you arrive back at what looks to be their camp, you can see, now which what you could see through Jeff's eyes previously, you see what looks to be a light fire in the middle, which has now gone out to smouldering and out entirely. So it seems like one of them poured water on it before leaving. And you can see what looks to be a number of packs, which are currently just lied to one side. And you can see rats that have not moved into the area, but they scurry off as your party approaches.
Ugh, rats. You know, watch out, they'll muggle your stuff.
Haven't seen so many in the mountains before. It's strange. But no, sit yourselves down. We'll get you all topped up. We've got plenty of supplies. He turns to the others and says in Dwarvish. So those of you who speak Dwarvish will understand this. Those of you who don't, Ranger, keep an eye on the perimeter. We don't want anything following up. If the kobolds are tracking us, that's not going to be a good thing. Terra, make sure that take care of the young one. Make sure that she's properly patched up. And Bilso, help me out with the rest of them. They all nod and otherwise go about the business accordingly. As the Geomancer turns to you, Damian. Thank you for shouting out to us. We knew that it was bad, but when we saw most of you lying down, we feared it might have been too late. But we're glad that it seems like most of your party's all right.
It very nearly was. I am incredibly grateful that you came to our assistance.
That's quite all right. These mountains are dangerous.
Out of interest, the blue... What would it look like? A blue sort of like expanding ball, almost?
I'd say more of like just a wave. Almost like like you'd envision sonar like they do in the films where it just zooms out.
Was that geomancy?
Are you still saying this in Dwarvish?
Yes.
Yeah. Aye, that was lithomancy indeed. That was a spell known as seismic sense. It allows me to pick up any movement in a range around me, using a bit of tremors as a signal. It lasts a while and it'll be up for another, I'd say, 50 minutes or so. But it'll otherwise keep us safe for the time being, and if anything tries to follow up on us.
I wonder how he will feel when I tell my rats to spread out then. Because that was my plan.
I was going to say, do you speak Dwarvish, or...
No, I'm just curious what he would be like when that happens. My
Okay.
plan was to have my rats spread out and make sure nothing comes because I don't know what they're saying, and I
Okay.
don't want to be here without any notice of
Okay.
anything coming.
I'll say that you wouldn't notice any change on his part because the spell's only within 30 feet of him, and the rats can go out to 90 feet of you, so they'd be well out of your range, or well out of his range.
Okay.
But yeah, a good show either way.
Okay. Damian's gonna ask him, would there be any way to learn this type of magic?
Lithomancy's a trade that most of us are looking to spread. My group in particular, I'll say this, we're on a mission and we're just trying to get in the good graces of particular individuals, and we're trying to spread and otherwise share the acts of lithomancy to those who need it. Previously it's been a very sheltered origin, but things have changed and the ambassadors of Gomuldur have been sending people out. Our party is one to be included in that. If you're looking to learn lithomancy, do you have anything on your person? Of most metal can work, but it's not as honed as, say, for example, stone. And you watch as he pulls out a pendant from around his neck, which is almost this very well polished piece of obsidian. It's very well crafted into that of a almost dwarvish runestone.
Damian takes out his sliver of peridot.
That'll work. It's precious enough that it'll work. You watch as he otherwise reaches out his hand to take it. Do you pass it over to him?
Yeah.
Okay. He takes it, and in amidst this, you watch as he takes out an eyeglass that kind of allows him to zoom in on it, and you watch as he takes out this tiny piece of what looks to be almost a strange glass that's mostly opaque. And as he begins to almost run it across the edge, you begin to watch as these golden cracks begin to form across the exterior of it before they begin to fade. And he does this for a good few minutes before passing it back to you. I will say, with your perception and your investigation, you are just about able to make out the tiny runes that have formed on the surface of your peridot.
Ooh.
As this is a sliver, this is probably no more than maybe a centimetre in length. It is covered in tiny runes. And you may now use this for a focus for lithomantic magic if you wish to learn it going forward.
Okay.
This should get you started. Try to envisage learning what you can about the peridot. Connect with it and understand the nature of it. Mostly your emotions will be fluid. You'll understand it and pick it up as time goes along. The main thing to learn about lithomancy is most of it isn't to do with stone. Most of it is learning the future. And most of it is learning the land. It's more of an act of knowledge than it is an act of aggression. Yes, it can craft grand creatures like our Sentinel over here, but it's mostly used for affecting how you can work and how you can do things.
Right.
Learning
I think
runes
I
is a different matter, on the other hand, and for that given the way you're dressed with your armor, don't make any mistakes, we are too. Notably, they're all wearing plate armor. Given your nature, you aren't dwarven. Learning runes is a very different matter. The fact that your friend over there is learning runes is a big surprise to us. So, I wouldn't go digging too far in that direction. But otherwise, I imagine you could put some good use to that if you manage to hone it properly.
Thank you. I will try and study it and understand the stone.
Right. Looks at the other two, as they are otherwise patching you up. Everybody, I am going to roll universally for you all here. Everybody regains... two very good rolls. Everybody regains 27 hit points.
Thank you, hit point god.
Additionally, this is going to count as a short rest if people want to spend or regain abilities accordingly. Arcane recovery, spending hit dice, whatever it may be.
I want to ask about their magic. I mean, literally, Damian's just had this
Mhm.
conversation, but
But
Yeah.
you don't understand
Morben-
Dwarvish.
No,
No.
understand Dwarvish.
I'll say, Romulus,
So-
you're picking up on this. This is like, man's the pants magic. Nope.
No, that's not for me.
That's not for me. Gets out axe, starts sharpening it. This is my lithomancy.
I'm gonna be spending 2 hit dice, so I'm gonna roll me some.
Yeah,
some
go
hit
for it. Roll hit dice and spend what you need to.
D12s, baby.
So, Kat, you're going to speak up? I'll say you're currently being tended to by one of the wards.
Okay. Making sure that he's not going places I don't want him to. But
He's in this instance. He's otherwise seems to be taking out more of those scrolls, and they seem to be wrapping them around your arms, and otherwise applying a dense healing magic to it. You recognize the scrolls as a rune-like magic, and they are not too. They're what you would imagine a cure wound spell to be, but they seem to be stronger. Something about them is different by the fact that they are runic.
your magic. What is
Aye.
it?
It's lithomancy. The understanding of stone and honing it, you could say.
Never heard of this magic.
It's usually something kept more to our dwarven folk, families in that regard. Mountainless and mountain individuals.
Ah. How do you go about learning how to cast from this school?
Well, for people like us, we've learned, and this is the ward talking here, people like us have learned to cast it just through natural concentration, the way we're born and we're raised, and what we've learned through understanding the magic. If you're wanting to learn it more proficiently, I'd recommend talking to our resident geomancer. He's more in tune with that sort of thing. But the only thing I can say is try to connect to the land. Most of it is teeming with energy. Mountains are made of magic. It's what they say when they teach you. The first thing they teach you when you start to learn geomancy is mountains are made of magic, and there's a lot to it. A lot of it has skill to it, strength, ability. A lot of it's not to do with like stone. A lot of it's to do with reading the future or gathering information or improving your physical own quite a lot.
Okay. I guess to catch up with Geomance then. And
Hey, boss. And I'd say it's probably near the end of your conversation here, Damian.
Yeah.
The young one here is looking to, and he's saying this all in Dwarvish, so Kat, you can't understand this. The little one here is wanting to learn some geomancy. You think you got time before we move out? He looks at you, Damian, before and just kind of smiles and nods. Sure.
Yep. Damian
More
nods
the
back.
merrier.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Just keep focusing on it. He otherwise turns and walks over to Kat.
Damian's going to do whilst this main desk is going to be just focusing
Mhm.
on it.
He sits down next to you, Kat, kind of planting himself. So you're looking to learn geomancy?
it's a different kind of magic. I'm not experienced, and I mean, I've been adopting many new kinds of magic, so be something interesting to learn. And
There are plenty of things you can learn about it. It depends what kind of a person are you. Do you like to... Your friend over there was Damian, from what I gathered, was also learning this sort of thing. I wouldn't suggest taking the same route as him. He'd probably have the same effects as the ward, whereas you're looking to be more of a geomancer, like myself. You're also proficient in runes. A lot of this will come in very handy for you. A few of these will take quite a lot of ability. And he watches he otherwise taps the rune stone around his neck, to which you recognise to be some form of runic magic which he has stored within an object.
like mine, and I'll point to mine, which has got detect thoughts,
Mhm.
which is on my cloak.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
This is magic that is strong. It's able to do a lot of things. It's able to detect, it's able to pick up on things, it's able to hone your own personal strength, it's able to bring about your life in a certain way, but not as in physical for us, more of a creational way. Gestures towards the gargoyle. It's an interesting
That's not-
connection.
Not too far off what I do, and sort of like point to Jeff, and then just because I can, Tula. I'll let Tula come out.
Mm-hmm. Ah, interesting. If you're
Create
proficient...
things with elements.
Well, stone gargoyles are certainly very useful. They aren't the strongest things, but they're certainly good at guarding locations and keeping a watch when you need them to. There are other ones as well, ones which my brethren are a little bit stronger at making and working with. Guardians that are made of raw stalag energy. If you start getting into the really high level stuff, you're able to speak to the ancient world. And there have been a few mages in the past which have been known to complete prophesy. The ability to see the future perfectly, in a way. It's interesting, but it's very difficult to achieve from what I understand.
Oh, okay. I mean, this is all amazing, and so where do I start? Apart from listening to the Earth.
Well, you're a runesmith, same as me. I can get you started on a few of them if you've got paper and ink on you. If not, I've got some, but not much.
I have. Oh, I know I've got ink. I've got 200 magical ink, and I've got 20 paper.
I can supply some papers to get you started. Your ink should be fine, though. Actually, no, because it's supposed to be a balance of each, technically, consuming them in traditionally equal amounts, I'll say you can use more ink than paper to get it right. Because you're copying over from a rune book in this instance.
Right.
So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get the stat block and I'm going to copy and paste the spells he knows in his runebook to you, and you're going to pick and choose at random based on the words you see. Sound fair?
Yeah, sure.
Obviously don't pick for a level which you can't learn, because he knows up to 4th level spells, you can't learn those ones.
No, fair.
Nope, 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 not the ward, the Mancer. There we go. Snipping tool. Everyone's favourite tool. Okay, so ignore the 3rd and the 4th level spells, but you can otherwise look through and pick the amount that you would be able to use. How much gold do you have on you?
How much gold do I have on me? 27.
Okay, so, and how much does it cost per level of spell? Is it 25 or is it 50?
Right. 25, I believe.
Okay, so I will let you, if you wish to spend, how much did you say you had? 27?
27 gold, and I've got 200 ink and 20 paper.
Okay. If you wish to consume, I'll say 50 GP of ink, all of your gold, and the 20 GP of paper that you have, you can learn 4 total levels of spells. If you wish to in the time. Because remember that scribing from the rune book is faster.
Yes. Right.
So 4 total levels. Remember, cantrips technically count as a level 1 for the purposes of scribing.
Okay. I know Mold Earth.
Yeah, you know Mold Earth. Upon seeing the rune, you notice that it's different. The one written in his book is slightly different. It does the same thing, but it's got lithomantic energies, bits that you hadn't written in before on your Mold Earth.
Can I edit my Mold Earth then to kind of match?
I'll allow it.
Bear in mind, mine is cast strange because of my multi-class.
So I'll say you can spend 25 GP of ink to make a modification if you wish.
Okay, right. So I will go with the Mold Earth. Let's go with Landstride. Mental Hone? Sorry, my screen is the other side.
Yep, Landtime, mental hone.
This sounds very combat-y, doesn't it?
So you've got 2 levels left.
Okay, then Sentinel Ward.
Sentinel Ward. Okay. I will copy and paste all those over to you. They are spells that you now know in your rune book. And it was Landstride.
Landstride, Mental Hone. the Edit of Mold Earth and Sentinel Ward.
Home. And what was it again? Sentinel Ward.
Mhm.
There you go. Those are the 3 spells you now have. Add them to your spellbook. I will help you add them afterwards if you
Yeah,
need to.
that's cool.
Notably, now that you have learnt Sentinel Ward, that is what he has in his amulet. And you can probably tell why. So, anything else anybody else would like to do during this time? Kay, I did see your message regarding getting closer to listen in. Go ahead and roll me a stealth check. This is versus his passive perception and the passive perception of the wards as well. Yeah, you're fine. That was an 18, I saw it, don't worry. As you stealthily sneak up and you sit next to them, listening to everything that's going on, still being affected by this and having a dry mouth, there is a moment of you just slapping your mouth every now and then as your mouth is dry. Your clothes are also notably torn up. Quite a lot of your fur is exposed. These dwarves don't seem to mind.
They can...
Okay. All right.
Can I
Oh, I mean it.
can I insight to see if they think I'm something else, or if they think I'm curious if I can tell if they know what I am or if they're still figuring it out.
I will say, go ahead and make me an insight check with disadvantage, and the DC will be high, unless you wish to add a prompting question to this. The prompting question will obviously mean you ask them a question and provoke the thought to a point that they might get a reaction.
No, not at all.
No, I'm not going to because I can't think of anything.
Okay.
Okay, nope.
You try to get a read as best you can. They seem focused on the task of healing. At this current moment, that might be why. They seem to be distracted in their own mission and things they're doing. That's possibly why. That's the conclusion you come to.
Alright.
Okay. Anything else,
I-
anyone? Ooh.
Can I observe them a bit from more of a distance? Like, see how well they work together as a group.
Okay.
How on guard they seem to be at the moment.
Okay. I will say, without needing an insight check for this in particular, you note that they are being very coordinated. When one does something, the others take note of the other one doing it. They're all keeping an eye on the main one that's around Cat, as he's teaching and aiding in the process of converting runes and helping her draw them in her book. But they are all taking note. They're all taking stock. When one of them is packing things, someone's keeping watch, and the other one's watching you lot. The sentinel that's nearby, the gargoyle, is always on watch, and it seems to be kind of keeping an eye out and has found a good perch nearby. And they're passing between them the baton of things that need to be done. They're always keeping a watch on you guys and a watch on their surroundings, alongside the gargoyle, and then one's packing or doing an objective. They are a skilled team. You've not seen dwarves at work too much outside of the occasional times that you've been into particular cities with dwarves. They remind you as vanguards, or of vanguards, sorry. Individuals who they don't guard caravans, they guard personnel. Given all the terms that have been used so far regarding ward and geomancer, they're potentially relatively high-ranking individuals. You predict that they potentially are more scary than the stone dragon if you were to try and face them, given their coordination and ability, and their surprising agility while riding a shield.
Yeah, that's weird. What was happening with that, by the way? Was he going downhill? Or...
Ooh, that was odd. He was going both downhill, and the shield was merging with the stone, but there were times that he was able to follow the stone to a point that he was able to get momentum. but they didn't need to worry about pushing or anything. They maintained momentum even when going uphill.
Yeah.
You don't entirely understand, but the magic that you've seen from this lot so far is a mystery to you, and they seem to have a very good control over it. I'll say, Cat, given that you've picked up Landstride, you know that that's what they had on their shield.
Yeah, I was just reading that. Huh. Okay, that's how that is.
Yeah.
Cool. So I need to expend a second spell now to be able to move on. Spider climb.
Yep, and we've got web magic.
Hey!
Dink dink. You can't learn Landstride today, which would help, but
No, I know, right?
Landstride would really help in times like this, and it's cheaper as well.
Then Damian can start surfing on the shield.
That takes a lot of skill. In this sense, the dwarves are very low center of gravity, and they've built this in a particular way that they're able to do this with ease. They've trained.
Yeah.
If you want to do this right off the bat, there's going to be a lot of acrobatics and dexterity saving throws, which I don't
Oh
think
yeah,
you're going to be
Damian's
happy
really good at
doing.
those.
Yeah, -2. Let's see how that goes.
As Damian discovers that he is in the forest, very, very much in pieces. He realizes he could not ride a shield.
Nope. So, yeah, you're keeping a note on that, but they are a very well-oiled machine.
Okay.
They know what they're doing. They're always on guard. They're always alert. As much as they trust you and they're being nice, they are not being unguarded.
Yeah, no, they're very professional and very experienced.
Yeah, the weapons are easy to grab at any convenient moment. They have weapons. They have shields. They have very good armor. They're of a dwarven make. There's very little your party's going to be able to do against that. They're resilient. They're strong. They're etched. They've got a much more advantage over you, even though you have numbers. Anything else anyone would like to do?
I want to specifically not get in a fight with any of these people.
No, that's fair.
Has everyone healed up to full off of their
Yeah.
dice and stuff?
I'm just gonna quickly go to Lloyd and make sure. 'Cause I didn't
I'm
actually add
not
stuff.
fully healed.
Do you remember how much I said? Was it 27 hit points?
27.
Did you spend a hit die?
Nope, I haven't done any additional. I'm just a little bit below my max health.
Alright. Well, I can't help you unless you spend a hit die. So, yeah.
If I spend a hit die, then I'll
You'll probably get it back anyway.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
most likely there's a 30% chance I won't.
Basically, whenever we have a short rest, and as long as I've got some ingredients, I can make us some food, and it'll give you an extra D8 of healing when you do a
It's like a Song of Rest on a feat, and it's stacked with
Gotcha.
Song of Rest as well, which is also very useful.
Nice. That'll be fun next level then.
I was
Yeah.
just
Well, fun
wondering
cooking.
about if there is anything I can actually do. Is it just healing for me with a short rest? I think it is, isn't it?
It's healing for you and recharging your abilities. Remember, you can expend your Channel Divinity at the beginning of the rest to regain 2 sorcery points, and then 2 spell points, and then you'll regain the Channel Divinity at the end of the short rest. So
Oh,
you'll-
okay, that would be helpful.
Yeah, so if you haven't
For
used it,
spell
you can
points.
spell points. Yeah, so it means you can recharge your spell points more easily. Remember, you can't go over your max though, just in case that
Let me
matters.
have a quick look at that, because that's something I hadn't realised I could
Yeah.
do.
Something that paladins can do now, which allows them to be really effective.
Oh, is that the Harness Divine Power?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, that's probably a good idea. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
Cool, that's something I didn't realise I could do.
So, as your short rest finishes up, the dwarves all stand. They each other look at you. The geomancer turns back, otherwise lugs his pack over his shoulder. Alright, well, good taking care of yourselves, everyone. Stay well. Keep yourselves safe. Hopefully, if we see you in the future, it'll be on better terms and on easier ones as well. Good luck.
Did they point where did they tell us where we were
Yeah,
going?
I'll say they
Okay.
pointed in the right direction, yeah. So you'll
Okay.
have the advantage on your survival checks to go in the right direction. Well, keep yourselves well, and hopefully it doesn't rain in the next few days. If you get attacked by dragons like that again, try to do something that'll discourage it wanting to attack you. You did very well with what you were doing, from whatever it would seem. You put a number on it, but you didn't get it down low, and it was scared by numbers at that point. Try to do something that'll debilitate it for a short while. Maybe go from eyes, nose, mouth, something like that.
Noted. Thank you.
Many
I'll keep
thanks,
that in
and
mind.
take care yourselves. Safe journey.
All right.
I
Yes,
bring
I
all
hope you
the rats
succeed
to
and
me
copy
all
it
at
out.
once.
Okay. In this instance, there's a moment as Kay is just standing there, and you watch as his where his cloak and stuff have been damaged. You watch as they are filled with patches of fur as rats just kind of begin to swarm and collect around him, forming this weird rat armor.
Ah.
As the geomancer looks at you and just goes, "That'll explain the rats. Good to know
Yes.
that that's why they didn't steal any of our stuff." Well, looks like you've got your own weird company about you. Safe journeys, and otherwise nods to you, Cat. Hope those spells should prove useful to you.
Yes, I'm sure they will. And, oh, by all means, try and pass this knowledge on to others.
Aye. Spread it to those who need it and can use it well. He otherwise
You
waves,
take care.
and you part ways, with them heading southwest.
Interesting. Because, yeah, that is very interesting.
Shall we?
You would be... I forgot to update the map, but you would be up here, and they're heading in this direction.
Ah,
Yeah, so I'd say more southwest. This way.
okay.
Okay.
We go?
Yes.
Beginning to travel the rest of the day now that your encounter is over. You
God.
continue to travel the rest of your day. The day is peaceful. I would like someone, I don't mind who, to make me a survival check and also roll me 2d12 when you do so, please.
Somebody else do it this time.
Dude,
I'm not bothered
oh.
doing that one.
I'm going to do it. Because
Yeah.
fuck all of you.
So you have advantage on the survival check
Enjoy.
and 2d12 to go alongside it when you finish the rolling of the survival check.
Ha!
Okay.
It's an 11.
Okay.
And that's a 5.
It's a 5 total. Okay. So, with the 11, you stay the path. With the 5, night begins to set in, and so does a light drizzle.
Splendid.
Do you have
Comfortably
tents?
Moist.
Did any of you buy tents or bring tents?
I have got a tent! Yay!
Is it on Starlight?
Hang on.
I do indeed have a tent.
Bear with me. Good question. It is not in my backpack.
It's not in your backpack, so it would be on your person then.
I have.
It
a
will
tent.
be.
It will be on your person, yeah. Because
Cool,
I
I
believe
have a
we
tent.
had a thing which, if it's at the bottom of your backpack, it's on your, it's on Starlight, or it would be mentioned in the description if it's on Starlight.
Yeah, no, nothing seems to be.
In the description,
That.
yeah, then it's fine. You've got that because I believe you and Lloyd bought a tent for you and Lloyd when you were back during your pre-campaign.
Possibly, yeah.
Okay, so we got
I've
2
got it anyway.
tents that will cover 4 people. Does anybody else have a tent?
Well, I should establish this is a Romulus-sized tent, so it's probably fuck massive.
Okay, it could fit 3 people or Romulus, someone else. Unless you want to really huddle up.
What is it all rocks around here?
It's, I will say, with the survival check, with it beginning to get dark, it's sloped, but it is mostly rock. Yes.
Right.
Could
Is
I,
there? Can I? Oh, after you.
could I put forward that we probably want someone keeping watch?
I'll
Yes.
stay up.
But we need to do this in shifts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be in
Yeah,
shifts, and it'll be in pairs of 2. So that would actually work, because you could have 2 people in each tent and then cycle out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could work.
Okay, who wants to take first shift?
I can.
And who wants to
And
pair up?
Romulus?
I
We've got
will-
a letter we need to read on a parcel.
Yes. I will keep watch with you, Cat.
Okay. I'm going to take a punt that Vinny and Kay will want to do a shift together. But I don't know.
I just know that I'm taking last, like last time.
Oh, okay. I could take a shift with Vinny if Vinny's happy with that.
Yeah, you don't have dark vision, do you?
I do not.
You should
I don't know if
probably
Lloyd
pair up with
does.
someone who does.
Lloyd doesn't.
Lloyd doesn't.
Yeah.
Does
okay.
Kay?
Kay
Yes.
does.
Okay, so in that case, I'll pair up with Vinny, and then Lloyd will take the last shift with.
Okay. And Romulus and Cat will be distracted, but they'll also have the early firelight before the rain gets too heavy. So, Cat and Romulus, take it away.
Right.
So, we've got a letter we've got to read from the guild. They've
Then
done
let's
some more
read it.
research into that creature, and we've got a parcel. Right, so I'm gonna get them out and hand Romulus the parcel to open, and I'll open the letter.
Okay. The letter is otherwise neatly folded and is addressed to both Cat and Romulus. And you see there is a wax seal that has been placed over the lip of the envelope.
I will remove the seal carefully so that I can study if there is an imprint upon it.
In note, just so you know, there is just a envelope with this.
Just an envelope.
Just an envelope. There is no parcel.
Oh, I thought there was a package.
No.
All right, fair. Right.
Ah, where'd that package I had in my hands go? What the fuck? Fucking ghost packages.
I must have dropped it. Oh.
It was a stone.
Went in the
Okay.
fire.
Who should I send it to? Do you want me to put it in the group chat so you can, and then one of you can read it?
I'll let Romulus.
No. Let's do alternating lines.
Oh, no.
Oh, that just gets.
No.
Okay. I will read it otherwise, but I'm just saying if you want to. Congratulations on your first successful assignment, Cat and Romulus.
Remember? Oh,
Due to
just,
your
sorry. This is from Kido.
Could I have a quick version of his-
The female satyr who is your who is the one looking after you.
Can I have a quick reminder of her voice?
Congratulations on your first assignment, Cat and Romulus.
Excellent. Congratulations on your first successful assignment, Cat and Romulus. Due to your success in the field and working with Letton, you have both been awarded 50 gold pieces each for the discovery of the Harrowhound, which has been added to your account, in addition to the initial backing up of evidence provided by your live specimen. This document will also contain the Glyph of Containment, which you can be released using your bestiology tome. It will contain the documents for specimen discovered in a list of assignments. I have also been asked to provide an additional assignment for you, due to your last mentioned heading and interest in Zaker's Crossing. There are a number of choices of assignment. Taking one will cost you 25 gold pieces to accept, with its reward and the return of its cost on completion. You can find the list of assignments in the document contained within the Glyph of Containment. Oh, fucking Christ. Once you have chosen what assignments you wish to attempt, simply seal the parchment and place it within your account's logbox with the coins, and we will add the assignments to your log. I do look forward to seeing what you discover and acquire for me next. Kido Garesto. Less than 3.
There is a glyph at the base of the letter, below the signature in a circular fashion with the symbol of the cataloguers on its surface.
That one took a lot of oxygen to do.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
I think I feel.
I think I did an all right Kido.
You did very
did.
well, yes.
You did.
Okay.
Okay, so we have a glyph. So I'd understand this isn't just like a one-time, or is it a one-time thing, or?
Glyph of containment? Yeah.
Yeah.
Once you pop this, it's gone. But it also drops everything out that it needs to.
Okay. Would say you have chosen thing. So do we? Guys, using your PCR thing. Shall we open the glyph? Find out what our assignments are.
I think. Sorry, I'm still kind of in the keto voice. I think we should definitely have a look and see what the assignment could be.
Okay. Okay.
Is this going to be a generation game sort of style? They're just on a conveyor belt going along and like.
I get my beastie, my book out. And I'm just gonna like, and like fully Yu-Gi-Oh style, just activate.
Okay. As you do, there's a tiny. As it just lets off this tiny amount of gas, and in that moment, you
Let's have a
watch
little magic
as
card.
it otherwise begins to unfold. The letter that you have begins to get weighed down, and you see what looks to be two large sheets of paper, both of which look like they can attach to your bestiology tome. And you also see what looks to be a scroll that's otherwise rolled up with a short list of stuff as you open it. And I will post this in your personal group chat for you two to look at. These are 4 different options. They each cost gold to activate. Once they are activated, you will be returned the gold on completion and the reward as well, which you do not know. It is not mentioned.
Okay. Can we only have one active at a time?
You can take all 4 if you have the coin for it.
Well, I don't. But
I
You
think
also keep in mind you also can't activate
25
this.
Is it 25 each or 25 altogether?
It's 25 each. It's 25
Ugh.
each, and you can only activate this when you put it in your lockbox.
No,
which
as
happens...
in for each of us, as in 25 for Cat, 25 for
Oh
Romulus.
no,
or
you
25
share
for
you share an account, so it's 25 for the joint 2 of you. But
okay.
you can only activate this when you get to the next bank of iron, which is in the next
Yes.
city. So
Could I
You got a
quickly
while.
confirm where is Featherfall Gorge?
have either of you heard that name before?
It sounds familiar, but I can't put my finger on it.
Also, go ahead and roll me if you are proficient in nature or history. Go ahead and actually, I'll say if either of you are proficient in nature or survival, you can make a check. If you're proficient in both, you can make it with advantage.
I can make a
both.
check.
Okay.
Bloody skill monkeys.
Alright, go.
14's on survival.
14 on survival.
That is 17 plus 6, so that's
23.
on nature.
14 on survival. Featherfall Gorge sounds like a place where there'd be a gorge. Saker's Crossing, you know, is some form of bridge. Yeah, it's possible it's near there. So, quite possibly. Kat, you've got a little bit more information and understanding on this. Featherfall Gorge is the span of the gorge where the Zaker's Crossing goes across. Featherfall Gorge is several miles long, or wide, I should say. The end of it is the marsh.
Oh, God. Yay.
Yeah.
That's a large area.
I'd say, given the high roll, you've never measured it yourself, and you don't know entirely because it's not entirely mentioned in books, but it takes about a day to cross the gorge, and a day to get across Zaker's Crossing. It's about 20 miles from side to side.
Big old gorge.
It's just it's a huge basin that's just carved out of just this massive tunnel or gorge that cuts through the countryside, and it just dips down several thousand feet into wetland below, which is presumably very rich in minerals, and then it gets to the swamp at the end where potentially that's where it's talking about. But
So-
I'll let you review those other times as it is getting late. Is there anything else you wish to discuss during this this rest?
What? Did you see what actually happened in that combat?
I was unconscious for a decent chunk of it.
Oh yeah, fair.
But, well, from what the others mentioned, I'm going to say we discussed it at some point because that seems logical.
Oh, so you haven't discussed it yet. You haven't had much time to.
Did something happen of particular importance?
I lost control. I hurt that creature. And I enjoyed it.
Are you sure you enjoyed it?
I don't, but I know at the time, just everything was buzzing. There was this sort. Everyone was down, and when I was going through my book to try and cast the spell to get everyone up, there was a page just like me, gesturing to my arm.
Right.
I cast it, and it went crazy. I'm scared. I'm gonna hurt everyone around me.
When you cast that spell, why did you cast it? What was going through your mind?
Needed to get everyone safe.
So you weren't trying to hurt us. You
No.
weren't trying to attack us. You just wanted
No.
to keep us safe.
But I chose that over trying to heal you, and I should have just tried to heal you straight off the bat, not rely on a magic that I didn't understand, didn't know, but it was calling, and I thought it could protect us, and it did
Magic.
a lot of damage.
Magic seems confusing to me. What I can manage to understand is that it is just as confusing to you as it ever seems to me. When you're in a dangerous situation, when your adrenaline is high, when you're scared for your friends, your family, sometimes we have to follow our impulses. Even if your first thought wasn't to heal us, that's all right. At least you still wanted to protect us. Even if you went about perhaps not the right way to do it. In that situation, I understand why you'd want to cling onto the first impulse you felt that you thought could save us. Regardless of...
concerned.
Oh, after you.
I don't think it's my magic.
Maybe not. But you have access to it now. And that means wherever it comes from, well, whoever or whatever it is, this magic is now at least partially yours. This is your body. You are the one powering this. So, if you try, I think you will be able to control it. Now,
I hope so. I really, really hope so.
well, we survived, and we're not going to... If this situation comes up again, if some strange spell appears in your book, or even the same one again, I know that you'll take the time to think about it now, and I trust you to make the right decision.
Okay. Well, thank you. But just if that happens, if I ever cast a spell, if it ever targets you lot, stop me. Please. Any shape. I know the power. As in, I don't want you all dead. I really don't.
If you raise a spell against us of your own will, or under the control of this thing, I will make sure to stop it as best I can.
Without cutting my head off?
Without cutting your head off.
Okay. Like my head.
Only light maiming.
Okay. Okay. I can cope with light maiming. Or
Yeah.
you can always just push me into a river. We know how well that works out for me.
Yes, that was very funny.
Funny.
Yes, you looked for it. Yes, it was very entertaining. You looked like a startled moose.
Just gonna walk over and give him a little, like, playful punch in the arm. Sometimes you can be mean, but I love you nonetheless. You give him a hug and look out. Hey, do you think we should see if there's anything over there?
Yes, we should probably keep an eye out. We are on watch.
Okay. I'd like both of you to make me perception checks, please. And this will be... Are we missing anybody next week who's currently here?
I don't think so. Not me.
Perception plus 3.
I should be here next week. I won't be the. Well, I might be for some of the week after, but
Oh, 22.
I got 15.
Even with the firelight, and it being a little bit difficult to see past the initial darkness, you're fairly certain and comfortable that you're safe. And as your watch ends and we move into the second watch with Vinny and Damian, I think that is where we will end for tonight. And we will continue with more of this next time. So,
Goodbye.
While I remember, my wisdom save, what is it?
go ahead and roll and I'll tell you if you succeed. Jojo?
It's wisdom, so that is a 20.
You beat the DC of 18. Yes, you pass. You lose the point of exhaustion.
Thank God for that.
Okay.
Okay.
And so, with a number of our party having some difficulties today, otherwise collapsing and finding it difficult, a momentary surge of something new for Cat and a learning of magic for two of our resident party members and an intrigue for the rest, you settle down for the night, keeping watch by firelight as for some of you, as you switch over shifts, the rain still coming down. That is where we end for the night. Thank you for watching, hopefully you enjoyed, and we'll be back next week to continue more of this Crabby D&D, moving into session 23. Thank you for watching, hopefully you enjoyed. Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 Potatoes.